Emotion, I put it the harder I rock. We're better than you. We're better than you and your son.
What's going on, everybody? It's the 1-2 Kid. Welcome to the TAC Truth Hurts crew. Truth Hurts Click. Man, we got Undisputed on the horizon. Will it happen between Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev? I mean, I don't know myself. I don't know. I know Beterbiev wants it. I know Bivol wants it. I know that Eddie Hearn said he wants it. But does Bob Earl want it? Does he even want this? Or is he just gonna, I don't know, man. What's he gonna do? I'm curious. Like, I would love to find out. What's going on, Charles? We got Charles D in the building, man. What's up, Charles? What's gonna happen, man? What is going to happen? I'm just curious, man. I'm so curious about this, man. Like, is this gonna be what it's all about? Like we want to see the undisputed fighters. We want to see these guys get in there and mix it up. We want to see 4 belts. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Chin Smoke in the building. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Chin Smoke? Tony Reviews in the building. Are we going to see it? Does Bob want this? I'm trying to roadblock this fight. I'm feeling the same way, man. Roadblocking the fight, man. The undisputed shit, man. We want that undisputed shit. We tired of just waiting. We tired of waiting on these things. We tired of the Man Nations, man. We want to see these things happen. It's a good matchup. It's a great matchup, actually. You got the boxer against the brawler. You know what I'm saying? The assassin brawler, man, the sniper brawler against the sniper from the outside. You know what I'm saying? And to bring all them belts together and have a super unified, undisputed light heavyweight champion will definitely put the light heavyweight division back on the map where it belongs, because I feel like it's an underrated division, man. Underrated. At work, getting his chill on. Nothing wrong with that. Got everybody shouting everybody out. Chances he needs to make this fight. Yes, Bob. What is the holdup, man? Do you got a side deal going on, man? Oh, we gotta do this. We gotta do that. Oh, this is guy. Nobody knows who this guy is. I can't even do that motherfucker's voice without coughing, dog. That's crazy. But I mean, this dude gonna hold it up. He must have some sort of side thing going. I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. Let's see. I blame Eddie. Really? You blame Eddie? Eddie out there talking like he wanted Mr. Jones. You know what I mean? He talking like he want to make that thing happen. You know? You know, so I don't know, man. I got a feeling that Canelo's going to be crying and eating a lot of ice cream on the couch if this fight happens. Yeah, maybe that's the case, man. You know, maybe he'll, I hope he don't turn into Big Baby, man. Big Baby been out for a minute, man. He been out, man. He been out for a minute. He didn't look that great. He went the distance, which was surprising, carrying all that extra weight. I don't know. Hey, Lisa. How you doing, Lisa? The queen of the YTBC. It's in the building. That's right. Shout out to Queen. Let him cry. He ain't beating Bivol. Better be probably not even Zerto. I'm not sure, y'all. I don't think he's gonna go. I don't think he's gonna move back to 175, man. I don't think it's a good move, to be honest with y'all. 168 kind of lit, though. Yeah, we got a lot of people in here, man. We getting populated real fast up in here. So here, I dropped the link if y'all want to cook on this, because everybody entitled to their opinion. Everybody entitled to their opinion. But I mean, this is the fight that the fight fans want to see, man. This is the fight that we want to see. I'm not really interested in a Bivol Canelo rematch. You know what I mean? But I mean, if it happens, it happens. You know, if and right now, I mean, Canelo's fighting Triple G, so why not make it happen, man? He locked up, um, and when it comes to undisputed, it should trump mandatory. So let's get it going, man. Let's get it going. What up, Meth? How you doing, man?
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey, salute to you, one, two, K. How you feeling?
Pretty good, man. How about the show?
Hey, it's hot as hell out here, man.
Hey, man, it's better than hot than ice cold, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a good day for me, man. My babies is all graduating from elementary to junior high, from junior high to high school, and then one of my oldest just graduated college. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked, man. It's a beautiful day. And if it ain't a beautiful day where you at today, it'll probably be a beautiful day tomorrow. don't fret. You know
Shit,
what I'm
oh yeah, I'm
saying?
waiting for some wind to blow. That's all I'm waiting
Yeah.
for some wind for the sun
So
to
what
set.
so what you think, man? You think the fight gonna happen, or you think Bob gonna put it on the back burner, man, and make that yard fight
See,
happen?
see, I see it as it's an Eddie thing, right? I think Eddie just prolonging the fights, right? Because I always said I understand the purpose of a Bivol Canelo fight. I
Mm-hmm.
thought Bivol and Mazzardo should just already got the rumble,
Yeah,
and then Yardy he fight with Eddie Hearn as well. So I mean, it's three of Eddie Hearn's fighters. I think he should have just sent Bivol over there to fight Better Be and got the fight done, and just let Yard and Zerto fight. Yard and Zerto both really are still unproven. Let them two guys fight. Send Bivol over there. If you believe Bivol could beat Better Be, just send him over there to fight on top rank. We just saw Bob send what's his name Michael Conlon over there to the zone. He got knocked up. So I think it should have been an eye for eye. He believed Bivol could have beat Better Be. Just send him on over there to top rank. Let the fight happen. Bivol get the belts. You bring him back to the zone, and then let him fight.
yeah.
I think Bob should have played
I
him.
think that's a great move to have Zerto and Yard fight, or you know what I mean, or have one of those guys, Zerto or Yard, fight with a Joe Smith. Just even coming off the crushing defeat that he did. I mean, I think that's a good. It's a good measuring stick to see where these guys are. Because I don't think Joe Smith, not everyone gonna do that to Joe Smith. We've seen Joe Smith in there with some top talent and clean guys out. So I mean, why not throw them guys around? That's what I like about the light heavyweight division. There's a lot of guys that are ranked in there that can scrap. And I think that yeah, these guys they earned a shot at their Mandos. I understand that, but if these dudes is locked up, man, find something to do. You know what I'm saying? Something good. Make your stake. Plant your stake in your flag and say, nah, I'm the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy that needs to be competing and show some hunger, man. Don't just be waiting on it. We don't want to see what happens in the 160 division where guys are just waiting on this one fight and passing up all these other big fights for no reason whatsoever. We don't want to see that, you know. And we see a better Biv and Bibble on big fights, but we don't see any of these other guys in big fights. So yeah, man, let's see these guys mix it up with one another. That's a great point. Meth, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Do we?
Yeah, I just I just didn't understand. Just looking back at the Canelo fight with Bivol, it's like he didn't even get paid, right? And as a promoter, if I'm promoting Better Be, I'm like, I just couldn't. That's the only thing Eddie Hearn me. He says a lot of things, and then we see the after effects, right? Like for Bivol to fight one of the best fighters, quote unquote, in boxing, with the face of boxing, and not get paid. And we all understand what's going on with the war, but that's Eddie Hearn's job to make sure, no matter what, that man gets reimbursed for his time as his own business. Bivol is in all reality, he's his own business. He trains, he puts on his own performances, and then to see Eddie Hearn not make sure that man got his cheese not once but twice. I wouldn't be too keen of sending Beterbiev towards the zone to make a fight that way. we know Bob. He makes sure these guys gets paid, even if it's not for the much amount of money that we all think they could be getting. They get paid. But I think again, if Eddie really wants to make the fight, and Bob does, I think Bob will make the fight. I mean, we've seen Bob Arum make Undisputed multiple times all through his top range career. Well, it's history. They've gotten undisputed fights. But that's why I always look back and like, well, to me, it seems as though it's Eddie. Because Bob, he just seen Josh Taylor go up there, him and Jose Ramirez get the rumbling. We're seeing PBC, they make undisputed fights. We hopefully we get the undisputed turns Crawford or Spence. So now it's like with better Beef and Bivol, I think Eddie Hearn needs to concede, let Bivol go somewhere where they're going to pay him without any hassle. And although he's a Russian, they're going to respect that he's a boxer first and foremost. Because Bob Arum, sometimes, in my opinion, I think he does care about the boxers. But most importantly, he cares about himself at the same time. But hopefully that's what happens. Hopefully Eddie Hearn concedes. That's Bivol go on over the top rank. Let those guys put on that mega fight, put a nice card with these prospects on there. And then let Yard and Zerto just fight it out, and then they'd be right in line for mandatory. Eddie Hearn has all the other light heavyweights, cruiserweights, and all. So
I
he's
ain't
also
mad
in a
at
good
Eddie
position.
though. But I ain't mad at Eddie because I understand that it's his job to make sure that Bibble is paid. When the government stick their nose in there, there's not much. Like nobody counted on that shit that happened in the Ukraine. Like the shit just kind of popped up. You know what I mean? Kind of like the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when these things happen, you need to make adjustments. So I'm sure he's working on that. But as for Better Beer, I don't think Bob has had to work with that with Better Beer because he's a citizen in Canada. But being a Russian citizen is something that you know what I mean, he gonna have to figure that out if he didn't already figure it out because Bibble don't seem to be, too upset about it, so he must be receiving something. He seems to be
Right.
chilling and he told everybody, y'all work that shit out. That's what y'all supposed to do. I did my job. Now you go ahead and do yours. So they're gonna figure it out. I feel like he's gonna get paid eventually, regardless. But I'm not too mad at Eddie Hearn for that whole situation. I mean, because it's kind of out of you know it's out of his realm. There's not nothing he could do, and if he did pay him, he couldn't tell anybody publicly because then they would take it from him again. You see what I'm saying? So he
Right.
may have
So
got paid, but you just don't know.
right. So I have a question for you. So do you think would you, as if Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, no matter whichever side it is, if you were Bob Arum, would
Uh,
you make a fight in that scenario? We just seen Better Be. I mean, Bibble not get paid for his work, and then but you
uh,
want to be on the back end of that that scrutiny, or that scrutiny or criticism. Like, oh, Bob Arum, top rate makes a fight and Bivol fights and doesn't get paid. I think again I'll say it's more of the work put in. I believe Butayev and a few others are Russian. I've seen a couple of other guys as well Russian fight.
uh,
I haven't heard the events of them not getting paid. So
right,
that's the reason I raised my eyebrow.
right. But I'm just saying that was a marquee fight though, and people were watching it. You had people criticizing the fight, telling them to strip Bibble of the title, like because it was a marquee fight because he was in there with Canelo, so there was a lot of eyes on it. So I feel like you know the government felt like they had to, you know how it is where they pick and choose what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
Yeah.
that's the reason why. I do feel like like this is just my opinion. But that's all it is. But I just feel like it. I feel like Bibble don't seem to be too upset at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So he must know something. He must be somehow getting, his his pay somehow. And I just feel like why not make it happen? Whether it's on the zone or top rank. But it doesn't seem that Bob has always got something to say about Eddie. So I think that could be the hold up too. He definitely got something against him. And I don't know what it is. I think it's just a lot of people mad at Eddie because he's competition. They looking at each other as competition as to trying to grow together as promotional, companies. and working together to put on big fights for the fans, and sometimes they do that and sometimes they don't, and then people pick sides. But I always like it when they work together, man, because I think it benefits us as fans. Because I'm a boxing fan, I ain't a promoter fan. I could care less about Top Rank, The Zone, PBC. All of them motherfuckers is they ain't paying me nothing. They want my money. So, you know what I mean? Like they want my money, and so they got to be on
Yep.
point. If they go get it, I'm the consumer, so you know what I mean. You got to be on point. But I get your point, though. I mean, it is what it is. What's going on, Black? We got the horseman in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? 1-2 kid. What's up, Method? It's cracking.
Salute. Salute.
So what you think? You think it's gonna happen, or
I hope so.
I do
I
too.
hope so.
I do too, man. I do too. Who do you think's holding it up? Do you think it's Eddie or do you think it's Bob?
Right now, I gotta go, Bob. You know why? Because when I feel like if Bob feels his fighter is in a good position to win the fight or has less risk, then he'll consider the option of the fight. But if he feels like the other guy can beat him, beat his guy, he's not going to entertain the fight. Like remember when Devin Haney was with Matchroom DAZN and Lomachenko had the belt, he wasn't interested in that fight. You know what I mean? Because there was a risk that Devin Haney could beat Lomachenko, take the titles away and all of that. Whereas in this situation, Beterbiev, even though he's the guy, Bivol he's one of them dudes that could be the dark horse and could just come in there and just take all them belts away from him. So if anybody's holding it up, it's Bob Arum. And when we look around, Eddie Hearn, man, might be the only promoter who has not reached the undisputed champ yet, man. I mean, Al Heyman got undisputed champ now. Shoot, Bob Arum got plenty. Even Don King, you know what I mean? He's had undisputed champs in the past. So
Mhm.
Eddie need to put himself on the map with an undisputed champ, and I think Bibble is the best chance he got right now.
Yeah, that's a good point too. But he talking like he wants it. But there's a lot of talking in boxing with fans and promoters and boxers, and not a lot of action. But he definitely got the pull to do it, and so does Bob. So I mean, if these guys could just work together and put on a fight for the fans so that we can watch it, man, it'd be great. But downplaying Bibble, that's the other thing that Bob doing. He's saying that nobody knows him. It's like, yo, this dude just fought a marquee fight. Everybody watched it, like 600,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, come on, man, like cut the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like people was watching, and he knew Bibble knew attaching his name to Canelo was gonna get some eyes on him, so that you know, he can bring that shit to the bargaining table when he was fighting for undisputed. So it
Right,
was something
right.
that he wanted, and it's something that Better Be Up wants. And this is another case of the promoters not doing what their own fighters want them to do, and the boxers should take control of their own career. It's cool that these promoters know the game and all that shit, but you got to tell them what you want. Keep in mind they taking a part of your pay. You know what I'm saying? They taking a part of your pay, and they're working for you. So I feel like the fighters should take the like the playback. You know what I mean? They should take the playback and say, look, you work for me. This is what we're doing. This is what I want to do. Your job, go out there and promote it, make it happen, get the fight signed, talk to their agents or whatever, and just get it going, because the holdup is it's these promoters, man. It's these promoters. They talking to the networks, they talking to the sanctioning bodies, and they holding these fights up to milk the game. I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what the fuck they're doing. But I just don't care for it. I don't care for it, and I'm gonna call it out for what it is, because we got an undisputed matchup. This kind of been on the back burner for a minute for whatever
Yeah.
reason. So let's get it going, man. And after their two big wins that they just had, why not? Now it's strike while it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Strike while it's hot. And I say it's gonna make money regardless. So cut the shit, y'all. Work together, reach out to one another, and stop the bitter old shit, and just get the show on the road.
Actually, you could say light heavyweight and welterweight division is kind of in the same spot. We got a champ with three belts, and then one other champ with the single belt that the other unified champ needs to become undisputed. So it's just really one fight away from having one crown king at that weight division.
Yep, that's true. That's true. And it was a battle of promotions at one time, but that's no longer an issue at welterweight. You know, shit, Bud ain't signed with nobody as much as I know. You know what
Free
I'm
agent.
saying? So he's a free agent. So what's the holdup? Like he in the middle of the street. You know what I'm
He
saying?
not even on the street yet. Yeah.
Yeah, man. He on the dotted lines, y'all. He like, yo, come out. You know, I'm over here. I met you halfway. I'm here. Let's get this popping. And
He at the
as
airport. I mean,
yeah, absolutely, man. He there, man. He on the porch.
waiting to be picked up.
He knocking on windows and shit. Like, yo, come out. We out here. Let's go fishing.
Right,
Shit.
right.
But
He like,
listen,
do I need a different kind of bait or what? Shit, am I using the wrong bait?
I mean, yeah, this motherfucker had pulled everything out the bait boxes. But maybe it's kind of a done deal, and they just marinating still. They feel that
Maybe
they
they're
need
just
to
trying to
marinate.
find the right date. And, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's about the timing,
Right
and then
venue. Yep.
yeah, make sure it don't interfere with, make sure there's no other big events going on on the date that they pick, because we see that a lot, one too, where it be a good fight, and then you'll see another promoter try to put their fight on that same date just to fucking take away from their event. And I'll be like, damn, promoters be always be competitive like that. Somebody else will pick a date, and then they see, Floyd or somebody, or Bob Arum might put a fight on the same date that's already scheduled for somebody else. So that's how shit goes sometimes.
That's the other thing too, man. Promoters doing that, man. They doing it. They doing it to their own fighters, man. And when you put the fight dates on at the same exact time, you hurting it for the boxing fans. You know what I mean? They might miss during the live event like a good moment because they going back and forth or whatever, and you're losing views. It's like, why not hold it on if someone's already got it first, why not hold a fight on a Friday or a Saturday? You know what I'm saying? Or a Sunday. You know what I mean? It's just like move the shit around. Move the shit
Shit drip.
around. It'll benefit you and the boxer fan. You know what I'm saying? And if guys are seeing promotions and networks doing this, they're gonna check it out. Like, oh, well, we're gonna catch the fight regardless. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm getting at here? It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
if they willing to move and to make adjustments and shit, it's not gonna hurt anybody. It's
Right.
just gonna
Everybody gets it.
benefit everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna benefit
Hmm.
the whole team, all the teams all the way around. So it's like that's how you got to do it, man. It's just everybody trying to cutthroat one another, and it that's why the numbers is dropping.
Yeah, it's like, it's that whole ego thing of like top rank want to be the promoter, the stable, or Matchroom the Zone want to be the stable, or PBC want to be the stable. Instead of just doing what you do, focusing on your stable, not worried about trying to be competitive with the rest of them and try to take their dates and shit like that. Like you said, man, if you just work around what's out here, everybody can eat. You know what I mean? PBC can eat, ESPN can eat, the Zone, Matchroom, and then it's like it should be no issue, man. It's a global sport, man. So I mean, you got AJ and Usyk going over getting bread in Saudi. They getting the Saudi Arabian bag. You got dudes getting the bag out there in what you call it? What's the motherfucking fancy spot where the Arabs is at? Dubai. They getting that
Dubai, yeah.
Dubai bag. People getting bags all over the place. So it's like I don't see why dudes got to be so
And that
cutthroat
Arab
like
money different, Black. That's pallet
that.
money. They dropping pallets out of choppers, using
Truckloads, yeah.
jetpacks and shit on pallets,
Hmm.
just dropping that shit. You see dust and money.
Hmm.
It's like these dudes got that big money, so they putting up the dollars. And to me, it don't matter where they holding it, because they got so much money. They don't care if they pack the place or not. They probably giving the tickets away. You know what I mean? Just
Hmm.
to make their own venue. You know what I mean? Investing in themselves.
Right.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with investing in yourself. I think people should do that more often. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As to investing in a lot of folks that wouldn't invest the dime in you. So That's a
Yeah.
different subject. You
Hey,
know.
speaking of a different subject, like I was sitting there thinking when you were saying that, like you think sometimes, I mean, it's a situation where fighters, even when, like I heard somebody say this about Tank, right? Because Tank, he had nothing when he came to the game. So Floyd pretty much changed his life. You know, he went from nothing to having everything he could possibly ever dream of. And when they get out of their contract or situation, it's almost like they build this loyalty like they owe them. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So these fighters, a lot of times, will be wanting them like, look, man, like just do what's best for you. Stop trying to act like you owe, like you owe Heyman. Like LeBron in the chat said, I'm still salty about Wilder leaving 120 million to the table. And they talk, he was talking about all this loyalty shit, right? But you loyal to all of these other people, right? Showtime, Al Heyman, yeah, they put you on things like that, but it's like a lot of times in situations where these fighters could do a whole lot more better in their career, but they got this attachment or this loyalty to their promoter. Like Tyson, the Don King situation. It's just like, damn, like, it just be sometimes be about the choices of the fighters and then the contractual situation and where their loyalty is. And a lot of times they just choose the comfort, the comfortable position that they're in, and not willing to just kind of just jump out there and take the training wheels off, if you will. You know what I mean?
right. Let me just shout out the chat real quick, y'all, man. Shout out to LeBron, man. Always, always a pleasure, man. Jaguar Black in the building. We got Bruce Gas in the building. If y'all ain't sub, go sub. You know what I'm
Bruce.
saying? And that goes for Meth as well. And yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. Haplo. You know what I'm saying? The whole squad, man. So you salty about the 120? I think everybody a little salty about that. I still think that money. I mean, that fight makes money, regardless. Like without any championships or anything. I think that that's a
Shit.
future fight, no matter what the outcome of this fight is with Usyk.
I guarantee the Saudis will pay for it.
Oh hell yeah! Shit, I guarantee
What?
you, the Americans and the UK fans will pay for that, regardless. Still, like they may not get that huge money that they had, but it's still you talking about big money still because people
Yeah.
want that fight. And for I guess AJ just signed another contract where he making crazy dough. So I don't know the exact numbers, but I guess it's a lot, man. Both
And
him
if
and
he,
Canelo, man. Shit.
depending on what the contract situation, like he gonna need some opponents, even if he lose to Usyk. So Wilder, you might want to consider Wilder. You know what I mean? Shit, throw him in there. That's a big money fight, man. They built the fucking stadium for AJ Ruiz. Y'all can build a stadium for Wilder, AJ. Come on now, it's no brainer.
Yeah, just make it a short walk for Wilder though. We don't want no excuses.
Yeah, helicopter that nigga in there, man.
Yeah,
Anything.
segue him in, man. No excuses, man. Let's just make it happen. And both of the heat that these guys were receiving over the years, man, just get it done and over with, man. Just let them get in there and fucking and just make it happen and just clear up all the questions. Move forward. Get it done.
It could happen next year. I don't think Wilder coming back this year though.
maybe,
I don't think he is.
maybe, man. But I just say don't skip leg day, man. Don't skip leg day, and AJ need to keep his head in the game. Do y'all think that Robert Garcia, gonna benefit this guy, or is he gonna hurt him?
You know what I'm saying with this? I think that AJ is confident in his skill set, but he needs somebody, or he's looking for somebody to make him tough and more aggressive in his approach. And I believe he think Robert Garcia is that guy based on his previous history with other fighters, making it more aggressive, but do it in an intelligent manner. But I mean, I think that I can kind of see what he's trying to do and what they're trying to do, but this is Alexander Usyk, bro. I don't think it's gonna work one two. Being real.
Maybe, maybe not, man. I mean, it's the heavyweight division, y'all. That don't mean that this still ain't a big dude that can crack and got good speed. I mean, you never know. You never know. I don't honestly. I don't see him beating Usyk, but it can happen. It can happen. Real talk, like it's possible. We lost you for a minute, Black. Black is
Yeah.
back, back in black.
Hit the back arrow by mistake and shit.
Yeah,
Knock
I
you
do it
back
too,
out the
man.
live.
You know what? My on my laptop, man, my button be sticking. My left button, so that shit be fucking up. I was like, oh shit, I'll be playing shit and don't even mean it. But I gotta say, for most part, that should be coming in perfect timing. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know, man. That's like, who knows? It just be working out. I'm like, oh shit, that's what's up. But
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing AJ and Wilder. I still think that that's a big fight, even with all the bullshit that went along with it. I think they could use that for the hype. I'd love to see the promo for that shit, and I think that all the fans of these guys are gonna come out the woodwork too. All the old fans and say, "Boom, let's see it happen." I don't think it's gonna get too much criticism. You know what I mean? Because
Oh
most of
yeah.
the people who like AJ and Wilder are the fanatics, so they just gonna be cooking.
It's gonna reignite that buzz again, you know.
hmm But that's the fight we want to see. The same as Earl Spence and Bud Crawford, and also Better Biev and Bivol. These are all unifications and you know good matchups, good style matchups as well. Like everybody, they all ifs. They kind of 50-50s, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we want to see is these guys challenging themselves, you know what I mean? Taking on the best of the best competition that they can and getting paid for it and getting the views for it. You know what I mean? And people putting on good shows, promotional companies and was you know, things like that. What up though?
Yep. Yep. Hey, I gotta say this, man. When it pertains to a lot of the tank supporters, shout out to y'all, man. After this Cambosa's rematch, man, is the temperature gonna get turned up. I'm just telling y'all now.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah,
I,
man.
I I like Tank too and all of that, but if y'all know anything about the UGC, the TAC, hey man, it's the big champ shit. So I want the big champ in the division is Devin Haney, and that guy's just one. He's just one fight away from getting his shot at Undisputed. And with Tank, I think that it's low key pathetic that you had guys like, Devin Haney, Shakur Teofimo Lopez, and they passed you up. You was there first. You became world champ first, and they just came in the sport by storm and stepping up. And I listened to what Tank say, the training wheel stuff. I'm taking the training wheels off, and okay, Tank, cool, cool. Like, pay attention to what he say. Let's see what he do.
Yeah,
So
he
he
said he
got a little
wanted
time.
Devin Haney too. And now it's like, well, okay, where's that energy, man? And I know they got the other fight lined up, most likely, but still, he got to still want that. And if he not campaigning at 140 and he's at 135, he got to be wanting to smoke at 135. And like you said, I felt like all these younger guys had surpassed him at 135 because he was campaigning at 130, at 140 and just bouncing around the 135 division. And I'm just like, that's just, it's not cool. And then claiming to be, they claiming this guy to be the number one 135 guy. And I'm like, how so? Who did
Yeah,
he fight at 135? Like that that's a big name. And then I'm like, that's what he needs to do. And I feel like if he does that and he gets by that, then all props to Tank Davis. But he gotta want that shit because, like what you said, that big champ energy. You know what I'm saying? We gotta see that. Get it, go for that real title. Yeah, you selling out seats. Yeah, you a quote unquote star. You know what I'm saying? But still, in all, man, yeah, you getting big knockouts, but against who and how and what? Like, you know what I mean? I know what it is. Like that Rolly shit, I flamed everybody for trying to fight Rolly. first it was Garcia. I was like, man, no one wants to see that shit. Then it was Haney talking about him. I was like, I don't want to see that shit, you know. And then Tank took it, and I'm like, what? Not you. I'm like, man, you need to. What is you doing? But
Right.
it was just like, man, come on, man. But
I
it's
just
sold, but I don't know.
yeah, and Tank showed us that he can sell, like you said. We've already seen that from you, Tank. We know you can fill up arenas. We know that you can sell more pay-per-views than anybody else in your division. That's cool. We've seen that from you already. But I feel like that fight with Devin Haney, they both have something that each other is missing. Tank
Right.
don't have legacy. He don't have world titles, real world titles to really get that big champ respect. Devin Haney has that, but he has the stardom. Devin Haney
Right.
has all the world titles. His legacy is straight, but he's not the star yet. He needs the stardom to really just icing on the cake for Devin Haney. And if he beats Tank, that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. He gonna capitalize. He gonna become the superstar along with being youngest undisputed champ and all of that. And Tank, vice versa, if he fights Devin Haney, man, not only are you the quote unquote, like Smellerby say, the superstar, you are the undisputed superstar out here. You feel me? Like that's
Yeah.
what I'm looking at. So
Right.
let's let this rematch happen with Cambosis. The temperature gonna get turned up on Tank though after that. Believe me on that.
Yeah,
So
I want to see it, man. I would like to, I would like to see these guys challenge themselves. They both hella talents. You got the boxer against the the slick puncher. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's right. You can call a puncher slick, guys. It's possible. And that's what Tank Davis is, man. He's a slick puncher. So, hey, man, let's see that fight happen, man. That's a hell of a style. That's a hell of a style matchup, and let's see it for undisputed too. So, I mean, that will put TMT on the map as a promotional company to have an undisputed champion.
mhm,
But
that's a fact.
that energy that belts don't matter is like, man, listen,
Mhm,
even if he wins them and he drops them, it's like he won them. You know what I'm saying? It's like
mhm.
give us something, man. I mean, something for legacy. Tank, give us something for legacy, man. You know what I mean? That so that we can check it out and we can say, yeah, that's the guy right there. Because everyone talking about it, but like I said, man, like I said before, but it's like we seen T.O. passing, we seen Devin passing. You know what I mean? And Ryan is seemed to take the same path that Tank did, but even on a more minuscule note. You know, it's like he got the followers, but he ain't on no big champ shit. You know, and then they talk about fighting each other, and I said that's ass backwards. Yeah, it's gonna make money, but fuck, you know what I mean? That's
Right.
ass
I'm not even
backwards for your
on that.
legacy. Like when these guys signed up to become fighters, man, and they first stepped foot in the gym, I don't think that they was thinking that they was gonna be just doing some sideshow shit for dough. You know what I'm saying? I think like they wanted to see them real straps wrapped around their waist, man. You know, and but then got talking to the business guys, and this is the way you should do it, and we're gonna build you like this. I feel like that's somewhat of a poison for the boxing fans and and boxing as a sport as a whole. Because well, who is it? When boxing fans is telling you when you're talking about a matchup between two guys, and like, well, how many seats is he selling out? It's like, what?
Question. Like,
What are you talking about? Like I get it, like it's a business, but damn, like I'm talking about the matchup. I'm talking about the fight. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes saying shit like that, and it's just like you stuck with like,
What you talking about? What you talking about, mister? What you talking about, Willie?
I ain't feeling that shit. I ain't feeling that shit, man. I ain't feeling it
see,
at all, man. I ain't feeling it, y'all. I feel it. I get it. They get money. I ain't mad at them getting money, but come on, man. Some legacy, man. Don't lose the sport in the process, y'all.
Right. Don't lose the soul of what you even got into the sport for. It's like, I mean, I'm at some point, all of these fighters have said that they want to be the best. You know what I mean? And this is the ultimate test for you to be the best is to become undisputed world champion in your division, fight all the best competition. And I mean, this year when we seeing all of these particular kings that's showing up, we got the Jamel, we got Canelo still at 68, we got Devin Haney now. You know what I mean? Taylor, I think they stripped him of one of his belts, but everybody is lining up now to become king at their division, undisputed. There's no dispute who the best is at that. We seeing them. It's like seven. We damn near 7 to 8 slots where it's gonna be like, oh yeah, in a way about to do it. Oh shit, it's gonna be Earl or Bud here. We know Jamel did it. It's about to be better be if a
Mm,
Bivol. It's about to be Usyk or Fury from my opinion. But you know what I mean. But it's close. It's close to all of these divisions showing you who is one face, one name, baddest man on the planet, like dudes talked about years ago.
right.
You know what I mean? And
And
so,
when those pound for pound lists are made, keep in mind that they're an opinion. But if they in a realm of reality, I ain't mad at them if it's a little mixed up. You know what I'm saying? And not my quite favorite. That's why I don't get into the pound for pound shit because it's like it's just based on opinion. And then you got everyone saying, "Oh man, how could you have this guy? How could you have this guy?" And it's like, man, it's an opinion. So these people, you arguing over an opinion, you're gonna be arguing all day. It's like because it's an
yeah,
opinion, man. But one thing that can't be denied, and one thing that is undisputed, is all four belts. You
yeah,
can't argue that.
right.
You can't fight with that. You just gotta
Yeah,
take your L and keep it moving.
hmm
Undisputed, y'all. That's what it means, y'all. Undisputed.
And even if
Undisputed.
they don't understand that, everybody came up in a certain era where it's like, y'all understand Thanos, you understand Dragon Ball Z, collecting
Yeah,
all the Dragon Balls. Like, it's different examples we can give y'all to understand who the best is, who the best power, who the most powerful one in that division. You know, you got to get all of the damn belts, man, for you to
yeah.
get considered the best. So,
I mean, I don't mind them guys building the guys up, the fighters up, but when it's just like a constant, we're trying to get him to 50 and 0 before he fights anybody of any significance. It's like,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, man. It's
How
like,
many, how
damn,
many fights, how many fights, Devin Haney got?
I'm not sure offhand.
Because I know he's the youngest, but I'm like, how many fights did it take him to get to undisputed? I mean, like,
But what I like about him is everyone want to knock him, call him the email champ, call him this, which is completely dead as of now. He took on a guy who beat the guy in the division. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to say Loma the guy, but Loma ain't carrying any of them accolades with him right now. He's a good fighter, no doubt about it. The dude can scrap. The dude can fight. He got a hell of a resume, but he got no accolades. You know what I mean? So if you knocking Lomachenko, why ain't you knocking Ryan Garcia? If you knocking Lomachenko, why ain't you knocking Tank Davis? It's just like I know what that energy is. You know what I'm saying? It's favoritism. And if you go and favor a guy over another guy, it's like, but then you compare resumes.
hmm
Now it's a whole different conversation. Because now you like, oh well, nah, this dude's
right.
resume is stellar.
hmm
So, no
Even with
matter
his losses,
right,
I still
even
got
with
him.
losses,
You know what I mean?
undefeated records mean nothing if you ain't fighting no real competition. Like
That's
to
a
me,
fact, man. Like, yeah, it's like it's overrated. Undefeated records now are overrated. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I concur
yeah.
because
Because at one
you
point in
know
time, when you was undefeated, you had to fight some top notch guys. Because if you up in the rankings, it was
that's a good ass topic. Once a kid, be real
yeah,
with you. Undefeated records are overrated. It's a
they
good ass
they
topic
are overrated, man. Today they are.
today. Yeah,
Yeah, today
today.
they are. Because now, if you're in a division that's really don't have a lot of folks in it, I get it, but that's not your fault. But if you got a stacked division and you bouncing
Right,
around everybody that's competition, yeah, man.
right. It's overrated. You know what I mean? It's overrated if you got an undefeated record. Ducking smoke, man. Top smoke. Like Jaime Munguia, man, that's the most flawed, like that's the most fraudest motherfucking undefeated record I've ever seen, man. Him, Cerdo, he gotta fight somebody, man. You know what I mean? It's like I hate to throw Andre in there, but god damn it, man, you gotta get in there with somebody. I'm not saying he a fraud, but after so much time, you gotta get in front of somebody that shows you it's like, okay, you undefeated for a reason. Like,
Right. And pay for the big name. Pay for it.
yeah.
Invest in yourself. Say, you know what? Yeah, we'll give you the money. But him and his promoter did try to get Charlo in there. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, Charlo Jamal, another overrated ass
Yeah.
undefeated record. Get the oof.
He waiting on Triple G and Canelo so bad that he
That's
just
one of the worst ones for me. Like over the years, that became probably one of the worst ones because we know the potential of Jamal. We've seen his progression and how like this man probably should have became undisputed before Jamil. Like it just or at least got to put himself in a position to get there at 60. But that comfort, man, that he just got comfortable. He got cocky and started sipping and shit. So yeah, man, whatever.
I don't know, man. That's it too, man. You got to invest in yourself. He got to get in there with a big name. Andre got to do that. And it's funny that see how it comes on. We bring up one guy, and then you have to flame another guy.
Mhm.
For this, then Jamal came up, and it's like, come on, same thing, man. Oh, well, Triple G don't want to fight me, and this dude don't want to fight me, but you don't want to fight other guys too. You know what I mean? You want to campaign at 168, but you don't want to fight uh Benavidez, but you do, but you don't. It's like, let me know. Can we get something lined up? And then when you say, okay, well, Benavidez is the boogeyman of the division, but when Andre was brought up, his management team said, nah, that ain't enough money.
And
It's
then
like,
by the time you get
yeah,
around to fight somebody who is really nobody we wanted to see you fight in Selecki, then you get an injury. It's like, ah, get the hell out of here, man.
yeah,
My back hurt. Man, get fuck your back. Get in there and fight. Shit. Fight somebody, man.
it's
Jamal, man.
somebody, yeah, somebody, man. Shit, like, and then, and he always, and Andre always seems to make the worst moves at the worst time. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm gonna move up to 168. Oh, now you ducking this dude. Okay, he moves up, and then nobody talking about fighting him there, and it's just like, damn, man, you had a title. It's like just sit on the title, maybe something will happen.
Hey,
You
but
know what I mean?
actually, they say he still got it. Low
Do
key.
we?
Yeah, they say he still got the 60 title at low key. I'm just like, what's going on, bro, Andre? I thought you went up. So I don't know. I think he's wiggled out a certain way to hold on to his 60 belt and even still, because I think he was still trying to fight. What's that guy name again? That he was getting ready to fight. The tall European guy. I can't think his name, but he got
Zach
injured.
Parker.
Yeah, there you go. Zach. He was about to fight Zach Parker, but I guess he was just gonna fight him, but not vacate his 160 belt. He was just gonna fight him at 68. So Andre trying to do some different shit out here, I guess.
Ayob said, just go see Al, Andre.
Might as well, man. Fuck it. Hey, man, Canelo went to go see him. Shit, he became undisputed and got a bag for that. So Al may
Yeah,
not be
man.
as bad as they try to, the narrative they create out here. He giving dudes bags. He let Canelo sock up one of his fighters for undisputed. So
Right. Shit. Hold on 1 second. Can you hold it down for a second, Black?
yeah, you know, shit, he made Caleb Plant do the Colin Kaepernick. So hey, man, Al Heyman, man, showing love, bro. Who else? Who else? Pacquiao came through. Al Heyman showed him love, and
Yeah.
Ugas blazed him. But hey, it was kind of fucked up, man, because I think, hey, be honest with you, Method. I think Floyd came back with the intent. I mean, Pacquiao came back with the intention of fighting Floyd, and they threw Broner. He threw Broner in front of there. They was like, nah, you gonna fight about billions right now, homie. That's you gonna fight. And he fought him. He said, all right, Floyd is next. He's like, nah, he gonna fight Keith. He was like, oh shit, y'all trying to set me up
Hey, he ran through them guys though.
and beat Keith by accident. Keith underestimated Pac, man. I was like, oh shit.
He
And then
blazed.
fucked around and lost to the nigga with no eyebrows, man. Shit.
He had
Yeah,
nothing to
man.
lose too. Ugas had nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, no
Yeah,
eyebrows, no money.
when Thurman got dropped, he was looking up at Manny like, "Ain't that some shit?" He could still punch. He
He
caught
was
me.
like, that is true. Power is the last thing to go.
He said, "T-Rex arms in effect."
He said T-Rexes hit hard as fuck. He sat his ass right down in the first. And he thought shit was cool. He was coasting in the first round, man. He was coasting.
Nah,
Last
it
few
looked like he
seconds.
was trying to. Looked like he was going after him. He was trying to go after Manny in the beginning of the round. He
He was
tried to go
cruising.
after him, and then he just tried to back up real quick, like got tagged, got caught coming out, tripped over the windowsill. It was like boop. And motherfucker was looking up like, what the fuck? He's heavy-handed.
Hey, he did say that though. He did say Keith was heavy-handed. He hit
He's
hard, man.
heavy-handed, and then he didn't. You know what Keith messed up on? Now, when it comes to promotion, there is tricks to this, y'all. When the fighters, when you in the post fight, you know what I'm saying. When you doing the post fight, man, get some glasses and a hat, y'all. The pros notice.
Yeah.
The vets notice, man. Don't go in there showing off your scaved up forehead and shit. You know what I'm saying? And your black
Hematobas
eyes
and
and shit.
shit.
Yeah, he's like, man, he's a good fighter. I was like, oh man,
He was in there looking like the dude from the Goonies, man. Hey
yeah,
guys.
yo, Manny had his lumps hidden. He was like, he's heavy-handed. That's why I'm wearing
Right.
all this shit, but you can't see it.
Hey, that man said he had a head. He said he had a migraine in there though. Pat.
Oh, did he?
He said I had headache. That nigga Keith had that man migrained in there, but got the dub though.
It got the dub, man. At a late age too, you gotta give it to him, man. Manny did all right for the
They
sport.
set him up, man. They was really gonna try to cook him with the Errol Spence work, but damn, it's unfortunate. Errol
I
missed that
gotta
big
say,
payday.
Earl beat the shit out of Ugas, man.
Oh, he blazed Ugas, bro.
He blazed Ugas, man. Oh my God, did he just wash him? And that motherfucker was taking breaks and just getting his ass
And
whooped. He was like, man, he was taking breaks
too many
during the
lunch
fight. Yeah,
breaks,
he taking too many punches and was like, thought he could take breaks and shit. Like
eating
timeout.
punches.
He was like, oh, he took a timeout. Why can't I? He's like, nah, man.
He was
You
eating too
should have
many punches and not feeding none, man.
You
Tripping.
should have capitalized on his mistake because you can't let a guy like fucking Earl get into his
Right.
groove. It's bad business. That motherfucker
Yeah.
a workhorse, man. He just
That's a
was
fact.
on that dude like a gnat, just beating up on him nonstop, body shot, headshot. Like this motherfucker was like, yeah, this motherfucker gonna get tired eventually. Like, nope.
He was probably peeing blood the next day too. All of
Hell
that.
yeah. Body shots, headshots, everything. This motherfucker said, damn.
That's when I knew. I was like, oh yeah, Errol ready. That's what I knew. I said, oh yeah, Errol definitely ready. He ain't doing no kind of drinking. He in shape. He ain't playing. So he ready for the fight. I ain't saying he gonna win it, but it
That
made it
motherfucker.
for a really intriguing matchup now.
Yo, he be seeing dudes like punching bags in there, man. And he just be going to work. Like, now we got another round.
Yeah.
And they
He
just
beat
be
him like
quitting. But he still be having more to give them. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
he
he
be hitting
quit.
him like you in a way. That's how he be treating him. Like, man, you just in the way.
Yeah. Yo. Like he trained in this shit. Hungry.
Hmm
He look hungry when he lets his hands go. That's why I'm not mad at Earl. Like I think the dude can fight, man. The dude is bad as fuck. Like he could scrap. He's a dog. I just feel like Bud might have his number, man. We shall see though, because that's a hell of a
Counters.
yeah, that's a hell of
Them
a
fucking
matchup.
counters, bro. Yep. That's all that's what I'm looking at the counter. Because Errol throw a lot of punches. So you leave yourself open. And, you're giving the person who counterpunches a lot of opportunities to get your ass. So
Yeah,
that part I'm gonna be looking at.
I tell you what, it ain't gonna be a boring fight.
Oh hell nah.
It ain't gonna be boring because once one of them boys get cracked,
Yeah,
it's
it's
on
gonna
and
turn up.
popping. Yup, it's gonna
I
turn
definitely
up.
can see that. It's gonna be like it might just be a fucking dog, like a war, bro. Just they might just go all out because
They might both start a little slow, but it's gonna pick up. It's gonna pick up. Once someone lands clean, whether it be a body shot or a headshot, that shit gonna turn up. They need to make this shit happen. Stop bullshitting the boxing,
yeah,
man.
man. Please, man, for us,
Yes, please.
do it for the TAC, the
Yeah,
UGC. Do that for us.
absolutely. Absolutely, please.
We've
Yeah,
invested a lot of time and money into the sport. Just give us that one right there, please.
yeah. Hell yeah, man. We've been wanting that fight for so long, man. And that goes for the whole entire boxing community. That's gonna clear up a lot of shit. There's gonna be a lot of shit talking after that fight.
Oh yeah,
Gonna be
oh
a
yeah.
lot of silence too.
I mean
I'll
that
eat my
fight,
crow.
yeah, and that fight has everything, man. That is when we talking about the attractions, gonna bring out all the stars. We talking about legacy, all the belts on the line. Two of the most popular fighters at welterweight, Bud Crawford, former undisputed champion, going against Mr. Strap Season, man down, the guy that was pretty much anointed from the gate by Floyd. Like this is the one right here. Damn, so to get this one right here, man, I know Keith gonna be salty as fuck if this fight get made.
He said he punched his hairline back.
Oh man, Chief Keef is gonna be. Oh yeah, he gonna be hating.
Knocked off that
Porter,
ponytail with
he ain't
that
been the
quick left.
same.
Yeah, man. I
He
don't
ain't
know.
been the same.
I feel like he's just not active enough. I don't know if it's injuries or if he just. I just feel like he needs to do more, man. He needs to do more. And when he came back with the 10-ounce gloves and shit like that, I'm like, why? Why do that? And why fight this guy? This guy just got lost to Tank.
Tank, bro, a tank left over. Like
Yeah, this
you
like
just bottom of the barrel type. Come on, man. That's what I said. Tank got a little bit of time left. But
yeah, and he need to
man,
get active. I want to see a Thurman fight. Like, get in there and do something. Fight somebody. Just stay active. Something. You know what I mean? It is all these top guys right now in the welterweight division. He could make some dough if you get in there with the right guy, man. He can pull some and pull rank too. But he talking about moving to 154. See, he thinking about flanking them, the
oh,
big
chasing
names.
Danny, man. Look at this motherfucker, man.
Now I think he trying to flank Earl and Bud. He passed up that Bud work, and Earl don't. Earl like, man, nah, man, I ain't giving you a shot, punk ass.
Keith, man. Yeah.
He's like, when you
Keith
was on
lame.
top, you ain't want nothing to do with me. He's got to prove himself. I'm like Floyd Mayweather. These guys got to step up. Bud don't. Bud, he's a little guy. He ain't did nothing in the welterweight division. Look at
It's
him now.
dangerous though, bro, for Keith. For Keith to hang around 147 right now,
It is.
it's
He ain't got a
fucking
choice though.
dangerous, dog. It's
He
like,
ain't got a
what you
choice.
gonna do?
Yeah. And then he moved to
Commentating or something.
154.
You might have to consider it like Bradley. Like Bradley was smart. He was like, "Oh, this different energy coming into welterweight."
You
That
know it's a
nigga said, "You know what, ESPN? Y'all
you
got
know
any?
it's a
Y'all
fight
open this?
though.
What?
154. If he jump up to 154 and you get a shot at
Harrison?
Jamel, I'm like
Wait. Who you talking about? For who?
Thurman.
Keith?
I watch it.
Fuck no.
I'd watch that shit. Watch
But
that
Keith
shit.
is not trying to jump in front of no Jamel Charlo, dog.
I don't
He wouldn't
know,
even
man.
jump in front of Buzz, so I know he ain't trying to test no waters with Jamel.
I know.
Jamel a cook Keith, man.
I tell you what, Buzz said he wanted all the smoke.
Huh?
He said he wanted all the smoke with them Texas boys. He said,
He
"Give
did
me
say that.
Earl and then give me Jamel." I'm like, "Ugh, that's a hell of a task." But I don't know, man. If someone could do it, it's Bud. He got that energy. That's
I
a
don't see that warrior spirit that he used to have. Like you remember, you know Keith Thurman's fights, man. His highlights is vicious, like
yeah,
bro. Well, you know, some people at the end of their career, you know, they may have a cool, they may not have had a successful career, but they may have some good ass highlights you can go back to. Keith had some highlights, man. He was cooking early on, and he had a different spirit in there when when that bell ring. Man, that boy
yeah.
got busy,
I remember,
but
man. Those was the days. One
bro, with the
time,
feints
I'm motherfucker.
counter,
Yeah, that motherfucker. Sometimes now, I like
and I'm talking
shit.
about, bro, that was the time when like it was not popular and not cool to go against the grain with the Floyd Mayweather narrative being pushed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I remember I was like, man, I like this energy. This dude is pressing Floyd. This man was
yeah.
talking shit. He was calling out everybody, and like that
Good
caught my
mouthpiece.
attention.
Yep, good mouthpiece, and had highlights. You're right, and I don't think anyone more mad than Red Glove Militant because I know Red Glove was like, "Word, Keith," and then it's like, "Man, this motherfucker."
Man, bro.
Whole energy changed, man. Whole energy changed. It was kind of like after the fight with Garcia, it changed.
Hmm.
You know, once
When he
he
became
got that.
unified.
Yep. Once he got that Garcia fight, it was like, nah, this guy that. It's just
So
like
he got the green belt. When he just had the black belt, he was fucking shit up and
curse.
wanted all smoke. And he got that green belt and he switched. He put the suits on more.
World
He was
boxing
slick.
curse. That WBC.
World boxing curse, man.
That WBC, man. We seen it with Wilder. We see it with Tyson Fury. We
Yeah.
seen it with Tio. That was the French fry one.
And you know, so crazy. Like if you analyze, like, 'cause you know, certain fighters when they become champ, they go through what they choose their sanctioning body. I wonder how many successful ones came out of the WBC. Jamel, he came up
Yep,
in the
yep, he
WBC,
did.
so
Yeah.
I give it to him.
It didn't work for Dillian White either going that WBC route.
It ain't too many successful WB. What'd you say? World boxing curse stories, man.
Yeah, man. That WBC is not what it used to be, y'all. It's not.
WBC, not what it used to be.
Hell nah, man. It's not what it used to be, bro. It's I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the maneuvers they be making. Oh,
Yeah,
now this dude's cheating, but
it's
this
bought
dude
out.
isn't. This dude can defend. This dude's getting suspended. Like, man, cut the
Man,
shit. Yeah, man, cut the shit. It's just favoritism at its best.
hey, but speaking of that, man, I seen a headline that was actually bringing some attention to the disbanding of Team Canelo and Reynoso. The whole team is practically leaving.
Leaving what?
Reynoso, all the
Really?
fighters they had,
What?
you like, bro, they are just vacating. They are abort. They are aborting Reynoso camp.
Really? This a rumor?
Operation. No, this is fact. This is Operation Leave Reynoso camp.
Canelo too?
No, no, not Canelo. But I'm just saying, like, when it pertains to Canelo and Reynoso's team camp or whatever, the ones that they had, the nucleus, they had Ryan, they had Ruiz, they had Valdez. I think there's still gray area on if they still got him. They had Luis Neri. Who else they had? Frank Sanchez. They had who else? Quite a few people, but they just been leaving, man.
They still
So
got Valdez? You know,
that's pending. Like
I
we
I,
don't know.
I feel like gonna be I got a statue. You guys should check it out. You know what I mean? Shakur Stevens is a good fighter. He was jabbing the shit out of me, but I'll be back. I'll be back, and I got that warrior spirit. Dude, that dude,
Hey,
man.
I respect him for getting in front of Shakur, but yeah, you're right. He
I,
jabbed the
I
shit out of
I
you
don't know
down
why
there.
they leaving Reynoso though. I mean, I don't feel like he a bad trainer. I just feel like maybe when they take L's and shit, they're like, nah, they gotta blame it on somebody.
A lot of the heat from the, the drugs as well, man. A lot of people fell in PED tests. So maybe they didn't want that heat around that temperature around that camp.
Yeah, I was shocked that Canelo ain't come out and say something about that whole Valdez shit. Like,
I flamed it, bro. I was like, man,
yeah, I
come
did
on, you
too.
supposed
I
to
was
be an
like,
example. Like, come on, man.
yeah, like he came back from that shit. It's like you should be like, yo, why would you even bring me that heat? Like, if I was Canelo,
Yeah.
I'd be like, why would you even bring that shit to my camp? Now
I
everybody
would,
be
I would, I
talking
would be
shit.
like, oh, if you gonna do for the cameras, like, what? Look, press record, and the next thing you know, you just pick up Valdez
Yeah.
by the shirt and push him against the wall, like, motherfucker, you's crazy, and they be like, all right, turn
Where's
the
this
video off.
energy? Where's this energy coming from?
What did I do?
I was the one on the tea tree movement. Not you. Why are you
You
acting
get
like that?
you the one that give it to me.
Like, man, like why are you acting why are you roid raging? It's like, nah, man.
Man,
I would though. If I was Canelo, I would have been like, listen, man. I'd pull him aside, like, yo, you better pull your shit together, man. What you trying to do? Put heat on me, man? Trying to get this money. What's wrong with you?
yeah, man, it's
Motherfucker?
like that's Reynoso's bread. Like, it just brought heat over to him.
Yeah.
Anybody else that want to work with Canelo, if they thinking about that, the
So,
suspicions of
so
that,
you saying Ruiz left too?
Ruiz is gone.
What? Where'd he
He's out
go?
of there. I think he's gonna be working with Goosen, I think.
Really? Yeah.
Out of
Well, I
there,
know
man.
he had
So
gotten shape, but he ran
you
into
know,
kind of a brick wall against dude though. He
remember
looked
though,
in
he
great
was
shape.
he was looking like a sumo, and then next thing you know, he got with Camp Canelo Reynoso, and he had the middleweight legs and shit. Remember?
Yeah,
Chiseled
yeah.
legs. I'm like, what the fuck?
That motherfucker looked like he was in good shape, but the performance, like he was letting his hands go, but he ain't had
This
the
punch
power.
resistance.
Yeah, his punch resistance and his power was different. And dude,
Mm,
just man, I can't even remember his name. That's a damn shame. But
Areola.
Areola put him on his ass.
What? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
he
when
said,
I saw that fight, man, I laughed my ass off. I said, you know what, dude? This man get cooked by Chris Areola, man.
yeah, man. I remember Kong was like, they're gonna put that shit in HD, gonna bust him up, and he put him on his ass. Like, yo, I told y'all don't
Yeah,
sleep
bro.
on me. I'm back. This motherfucker, like, yo,
Shit.
I got in great shape. You
Weight
put me flat on my ass.
weight loss going wrong, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
man. I think it was Tony talking about that, right? He said his punch resistance was all fucked up because he lost all that weight.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker took one of them areola overhand rights, man. Like, you ain't trained for that, man. Like, that's his only shot. He
Damn,
got the
bro.
jab and that overhand right. It's like he came over the top, chopped that motherfucker down, like, boom. Get your weight up.
Yeah. Yeah, he was kind of punking him early on, man, pushing his ass around. Like, damn, man. He used to being the big dude, the big short
Yeah.
dude, but he was
I
looking
always like
small.
I always liked Areola though when he would do his interviews and shit. That motherfucker was definitely unfiltered, man. You get up there and just say some shit. They would have to cut the interview immediately. They were like, motherfucker, say some shit. They were like, oh
Dog.
man, you can't say that shit. He was like, I just did. Like, you take full advantage of that shit. He put some motherfuckers on smash. I miss that about boxing though.
Yeah.
You know, when you had guys like Tarver and got any excuses tonight, Roy? That
Yep.
shit was legendary. I was like,
Yep.
they said
It
put
went in
him
there
on the
and
map.
did that.
Yeah, did that. I was like, shit. I
That's the
thought he
only
won the
way
first one.
that's what made that that quote so popular because he went in there and did what he did after he said that shit. So that
Yup.
shit was lit.
I thought he won the first one, y'all. And you know,
Yeah.
it's funny. Everyone bring up the fact that Roy came back down, but I'm like, he fought him twice, and in the second fight, he stopped him.
Stop that boy.
Yeah, no,
I
actually,
mean,
they
but
fought 3 times, didn't they?
but still, I can see how people can try to make their point with that because
Yeah, no, I get it,
had he
but
not gone up, would it have gone that way? You know what I mean?
I'm
So
saying though, you can't. But what I'm trying to say is, if you sign the contract, sign the contract, man. You
oh
went
yeah,
in
that's a
there.
fact.
He lost. I felt like he lost the first one. Roy did, and then in the second one, he just put an exclamation point on it. And then in the third one, I think did Roy pull it off? In the third one, they fought three
Who?
times. Roy, they fought 3 times in a row, I believe.
No, he lost again.
Did
Yeah.
he? Oh, but Roy was, when you a shooting star like that, and you rely on your talent like that, you know, and that's what he would get away with certain things, and with certain things he couldn't get away with no more. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
also up to that point, he wasn't fighting really talented people for a long time. I think that had a lot more to
He
do with
was
it
on
than the
his.
weight.
He was low key on his tank shit, right?
Yeah, for a long time because he was fighting. I think he was
I
fighting
remember.
that cruiser and all that, and he didn't really fight any big name light heavies prior to that. So he was just kind of just like going through the motions and just and whitewashing Telescos
Yeah,
and
it
guys
was just
like that.
tune-ups. Yeah.
Yep, and then went in there and fought the quiet man. I'm not saying it wasn't a hell of a win. I'm just saying like he wasn't fighting top notch guys, and then he got in there with a contender who was hungry that wanted it, and it didn't go his way. And that's what I mean, being on the shelf for so long. I mean, the weight maybe had something to do with it, but I think that had a lot to do with it too. Because how many times we see fighters put themselves on the shelf and take easy work and then jump back in with a top notch guy and drink their own Kool Aid and don't train for the guy and ain't been in there, you know what I mean, sharpening their skills against top notch guys or guys that are competitive and they dusty and they rusty and they just not ready. And it's not that they couldn't beat the guy, it's that they 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 kind of played themselves, you know what I'm saying, by jumping away from the top competition.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what I think, maybe an accumulation of both of them, like maybe a combination of both of them. Him dropping the weight and him taking light touches, hurt him. And yes, there's a lot of muscle he put on, a lot of muscle he took off, facing the quiet man, and that was just a one-sided wash. You know what I mean? That motherfucker
Who
was
was it
quiet.
that they called a quiet man?
Uh, Ruiz, I think John Ruiz.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, heavyweight.
hmm I know Tua did something nasty to him, man. That shit was awful. Tua and Ruiz
Mm.
was on a. I remember Ruiz just was touching down and he was making a name for himself and was icing people. The quiet man, and then he ran into Tua and Tua just mm-mm, go to sleep.
Yeah, Tua was nasty. He almost had a similar Tyson style, I felt
hmm
back in the day.
He did, and but he ran into some guys too. I think he ran into Lewis and Bird, and they both did it to Tua. You know,
Right.
he couldn't touch Bird.
Crazy Tyson and him, that same type of style, also the same dude.
Yep. Oh yeah. And Lewis, man, probably underrated for the moment, for the time he was in boxing, because he wasn't getting at the moment. People were just, most Americans was like, man, we want
Yeah,
that
he's from
American
UK,
heavyweight.
so
Yep.
yeah.
And then nobody knew where he was from. Was he from Canada,
Then he
Jamaica,
had the accent,
England?
and we was like,
Yeah.
what the?
And then he was like, then he was a bit arrogant, but you know what? He was good for boxing. He was good for boxing, man, and
Yeah,
he shut a lot of people up. And then in his losses, he redeemed all his losses. You know.
yeah. I had one of the best trainers ever.
Oh
So
yeah. Yep. Yep.
that's what really put
Absolutely.
him on the map.
Manuel
Yeah.
Stewart, man. Manuel Stewart, and you gotta give it to Emmanuel. That dude was the bomb, bro. Like that motherfucker tell it like it is too, man.
Yep.
You know, RIP, because I love when that dude was commentating fights. He'd be like, oh man, even when
Right.
well,
Oh,
oh man, that
my
was my
boy
man.
pieced up Ortiz.
Yeah, he was like,
That shit
oh
was
man,
hilarious.
yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, shout out to Emmanuel Stewart, bro.
Yep.
That dude was he was special, y'all.
Go, man.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck whether you land or not. Just let him go. But you gotta let punches go. You got 3 minutes, man. You gotta fight.
That's fire, bro.
He kept it 100,
And, and it
24/7.
ain't enough, people in the corner that do that type stuff. You know what I mean? Nowadays, and that be missing. Sometimes you got dudes just like, ah, come on, man. What you doing, man? You're supposed to be in there fight, man. What do we work on? Instead of really giving them instructions. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, William Stewart's one of them guys that motivate you. He get on your ass, you know what I mean, and then just actually give you instructions on what you need to do.
he told Lewis that too. He said, "You better get in there, and get this motherfucker out of here. You got that man in front of you, or he catch you with some crazy shit." Keeping it all the way 100. Yeah,
Right.
like get him out of there. He was like, "I didn't want to tell him, but I hurt my right hand."
Mhm.
He was like,
Hey,
my hand was hurting.
I messed around and caught. Matter of fact, yesterday I caught a little bit of the documentary of what's that guy?
Panama Lewis.
Cause Panama Lewis and that one fighter that they both got locked up
Oh,
because
he took the padding out the glove.
that one, bro, that was my first
Yeah,
time watching that shit.
yeah. Them the gloves they gave
Oh,
us. Them the gloves they gave us.
and I'm like, and I didn't even put it together because I didn't know that was the same dude that worked with Aaron Pryor, the one I
Yeah,
mixed. Shit,
the one I
I was
mixed.
like, wait a minute. I was like, wait, this is the same dude.
Yes,
I was like, oh,
yes,
get him the fuck out of here, I was
yeah.
bugging out like, oh, this motherfucker is dirty, man. Who is this motherfucker?
No
And
telling what he was doing with them fighters. And when you hear him talk about fighters too, and how good he was a trader and shit, it's like no telling what this motherfucker was doing in there, man. He
dog,
putting bricks in motherfuckers' gloves, probably.
I can't. I'm trying to think of the fighter that because he talking about after he did his time or whatever, he just was ruined. He couldn't come back to boxing because his license couldn't get renewed or nothing. So he just was living in guilt and shame. First, he was denying it that he had anything to do with it. Then he finally came out and admitted, like, yeah, man, they would put like the stuff that they use for the cast, they put it on my hand and it gets hard, and then they put the hand wrap over it, then the glove, and talking about how like it's like you getting hit with a brick. Like, so I'm like, man, this dude knew damn well what was going on, but just was like needed somebody to blame for his
He said
situation.
Panama worked with Duran too. Just saying.
Word?
Yep. But I mean, no
Damn.
telling what this man was doing, man. No telling.
Oh, what? Wait, hold on. What they call him?
Heads of stone.
Oh shit! Oh my god, we done fucked around and went down the
Heads of
wormhole.
stone. Yeah, man. We in the rabbit hole, y'all.
Oh man, Panama motherfucking Lewis, man.
Concrete Knuckle Promotions.
Concrete Jungle Promotions. These niggas out here
It's
busting skulls, bruh.
yo, man. Yeah, that dude, man. I'll tell you, that's crazy, man. But you see that shit, man. Some of these, it's there was a lot of shit that motherfuckers is getting away with it. Even back to Ali when fucking when he was fighting Liston and he put that shit on his gloves and blinded him. Y'all remember that shit? He
Wait, he what?
blinded. Yeah, he blinded fucking Muhammad Ali.
Oh, wait. Don't tell me that was Panama Lewis in the corner
Oh no, I
over there.
don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh, you just saying it was different shit going on back then, like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I see
like
what you're saying.
motherfuckers is doing anything to get
I'm
by.
about to say, wait a minute, this motherfucker was in the 70s, 60s, and 70s with this shit.
Yeah,
With Ali
fucking
and them.
Ali's a trainer, like man, just get sucked through it, man. And then I guess the sweat finally got it out of his eyes. But he was ready
Mm,
to quit. He was like, I can't see him.
yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah.
That's what be happening, man. Like these motherfuckers would do anything for the dub, man.
But it does show you how dirty this sport of boxing been, like
Yeah.
how long it's been
Yup.
shit going on.
Yup. That's why I like, when you was pushing that body shit, I was like, word, yeah, gotta clean up the sport to the best of the ability. Just something.
Right,
Try.
right.
You know
And
what I'm
that's just
saying?
only one element of it. But when we
Right.
talking about hands, like wraps and hand wraps and taking
Yep.
shit out of the gloves,
hmm
that's a whole nother beast right there in
There
itself.
was lots of rumors, man, going on about fighters. I think Trinidad was in the rumors too with his hand wraps. A couple other people. I don't know if that was just an excuse for dudes after they got slept, or if it was
Right,
real.
right.
You know what I'm
And it's
saying?
crazy, and that's what kind of makes it tricky for the opponent because you don't know for sure if the dude gloves is loaded. You like, ooh, this nigga got some shit in his head. Like,
Yep.
this boy punching me right now. But you don't know if you're in your mind like, damn, that's just his natural punch, or do he got something? You don't want to look like no bitch. Like, hey man, hey, can you check his gloves, man? This nigga hitting too hard. And it make you look like a hoe out here. Like, oh man, you just can't take his power. Get your bitch ass in there, you know.
Iran said, "Hell no, hands of stone."
Man,
Bro,
that
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You never know, though. I mean, you never know about this shit. And when you hear
that's
these
some
things,
tricky shit right there, man.
when you hear these rumors about these guys doing that shit, like I remember there was rumors about Triple G. Well, I think it was
Oh, word?
Doodoo brought it up. He was like,
Well,
I don't know about his gloves. Doodoo just lost to Mosley.
Dr. Mosley.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, Mosley.
this
Oh,
shit.
you talking about
Yeah, when he moved up from 154 to fight Triple G, and he was like, I don't know, man. I've never been hit like that before.
well, the only reason why I'm not gonna put that stamp on him is David Benavidez said he sparred Triple G multiple times,
Yeah,
and even in the
right.
damn, you know what I'm saying, the smart,
I'm just
16
saying.
ounce glove, you know,
Right, and they say he just hit different.
yeah.
Well, I think Kovalev too. They said that he walked out the ring. He left the ring with Triple G. He just got out and was like, "I'm good."
Oh, word.
It's a rumor. Yeah. He said, I don't wanna have to start fighting him back and hurt him." That's what he said.
Let me get out right now.
Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers that got out the ring. I remember the prior to Paul Williams fighting um who was it? Antonio Margarito. They had sparred and they kicked. I guess he was beating the shit out of Margarito and they kicked him out the gym. And Margarito jumped out the ring and told him get the fuck out the gym.
Get the fuck out of here.
He was like, "Yeah, out of here."
Get the fuck
But
out of
they
here.
rumors though. I mean, I don't know if they true or not, but they fun stories to tell. You know what I'm saying? Fun
Shit,
rumors to talk
if
about.
he had Panama Lewis in his corner at that time, I know he was beating the fuck out of your boy. Pryor was a beast.
Oh,
Hey man, they showed that clip too of Pryor, he was looking all fatigued and shit. Come on, the one I mix. Then he go
yeah,
in there in the next
not
round, he
that one.
just
He said, "Not that one. Give me the one I missed."
not
Me and
that
my
one.
boy D used to talk about that shit all the time. Whenever someone was getting their ass whooped, he'd be like, Trainer D, he'd be like, "Give me the one I mixed."
One I mix.
Yeah, man, not that one. The one I mixed. That dude hit hard. The bottles, man, the Gatorade bottles, man. They gotta be clear, y'all. You never know. And why even come in with the green bottles or the different colored bottles? Because all it's going to do is raise questions. So just try
Yeah.
to cut all that questioning out of there because the shit be looking suspect, man, when these guys go in there and they do certain shit. You know what I mean? When they doing funny shit. But I remember Hap was all fucking Dillian White. He was like, that motherfucker's a cheater. They fuck with the glove. You can't
Right.
tell him no different, man. He's sticking to his guns. He's like, hell nah, that motherfucker came in with some different shit. They ain't had no B gloves. They came in with some B gloves, some C gloves.
Oh, Hap said Abel Sanchez said Triple G knocked Kovalev unconscious. Damn.
Yeah. He was like, oh, I just got out of the ring. I don't want to fight him because I didn't want to really let loose on him.
Right.
It's like,
The
yeah,
son of
man.
Abel.
That motherfucker caught him with a left hook to that shriveled ass liver he got.
Right.
Knocked the
Fresh off
vodka out that shit.
Fresh
Wow.
off the bar and shit, he gonna try to go spar Triple G, knowing he was at the bar the night before. Dumbass.
Yeah, man. Don't be a drinker and be getting in there. You eat one of them liver shots, it's done.
That's probably what it was. The probably said, like, "Ooh, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, man.
I'm out of here."
Motherfucker gonna be walking around with back pains for months. Don't fuck with alcohol. Boxing don't mix, y'all.
Hey, well, 1-2 kid. Speaking of Triple G, man, might be a goddamn upset alert out here, low key. Don't get it
Oh,
twisted with this Canelo fight.
oh, with the Canelo fight, maybe. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's
Telling
I
you,
don't
man.
think he looked that bad, man. Like everyone, like yo, he's old. He's this. I'm like, I was saying the same thing prior to the fight, but I don't think Murata was a, like a fighter, but a B fighter. He could take a shot,
No, he was
and
getting worked early, so he endured that shit. I was like, wow.
yeah, but I mean, Triple G just turned it up on him. He
Yeah,
was like, he got them gears going. He was off for a long time too, so he was
yeah.
rusty. And then you got, Canelo coming off a loss. He got something to prove. He might make a mistake trying to get Triple G out of there. And Triple G got a chin. And he still got some tricks up his sleeve. I see his inside game changed up a little bit too with his new trainer. We be throwing them uppies and shit, you know what I mean, on the inside and throwing little slick shit every here and there. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, he probably can't rely on that athleticism as much. So he gotta rely on them skills. I mean, he got some shit with him a little bit, but you're gonna have to pick up the pace because Canelo got some good head movement. Even Bibble said it. He was like, motherfucker move his head, man. Shit.
That's
Not
one
everything
thing he
was
do.
said clean. Yeah, he's like, that motherfucker was sitting back like oop, 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 occasionally dodging some shots, man. But I told y'all, man, he takes breaks. I said that you ain't gonna allow him to take no breaks, man. He gonna be on his ass, and he just don't outworked him. Pace, 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 man. Pace. And I think Triple G gave him some problems with his pace as well. It's just on the inside. Canelo, like they both was getting off their shots. The Triple G and Canelo fight, they were both getting off what they got off. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking Canelo get off this clean shot, bow. You know what I mean? It's slip, catching with the uppie, but then here come Triple G jabbing him, walking him down, smothering him. You know what I'm saying? Then he come off his rest, boom, do it again, boom. That's why those fights were so close because they both didn't stray from what they did well. You know what I'm saying? They both stuck to their guns and what they did well,
Yeah.
and they both and it turned out to be a lot better fight than I thought it would be. That first fight, I was like, oh shit, Canelo
And
is
then
a
when them
bad
catching him off a loss, like the
boy.
timing of this,
Yeah.
it could be a good timing for Triple G,
I
and then
thought
to
Triple G
capitalize
edged him in
for
the
all the
first one.
belts.
I thought he edged him in the first one, but that didn't mean that Canelo wasn't a bad motherfucker in that fight. He showed me a lot in that first fight. That motherfucker slipped, whoop, boop, eat that. I was like, oh shit, like they was going at it. I bet you both they fans, man, both Triple G fans and Canelo fans was like, oh shit, the whole fight.
Right, right.
Because
Right.
they
And I
both
think on both
had,
sides at that time, like when they first won that when it had, I feel like Triple G fans was for sure that Triple G was gonna win. And Canelo's fans was for sure
yep,
Canelo was gonna win.
yep,
And they just when they collided, it was just like, yo, this is a very evenly matched, you
yep.
know what I
Ain't
mean?
nothing better than that as a boxing fan either, man. When you want to see competitive fights, they got it. But
And actually
it's
probably the same thing with the Crawford Spence situation. You know,
yeah, yeah,
same
exactly.
energy.
Maybe what if they fucking what if it's a fantastic fight? Like, you know
Right.
what
What
I'm
if we
saying?
all wrong and it just end up being,
Like a
just a
draw
real
or real close, and then we have that argument that I
that'll be
thought
some
he won
shit.
or put, and then that rematch clause would be in effect.
Like
Cause
I think that'll shock people if it came down to like a split decision or some shit, like a close like I
yeah,
never was even thinking about that, like it would be a split. I was thinking either shit, Arrow go fuck around and upset and maze everybody and just outpoint Bud for 12, or
mm,
Bud gonna go in there, catch Arrow with some shit, some nasty, and finish him off like he's been doing everybody else at welterweight.
Because when you be honest with yourself and you go by the history of the game, when these guys step up and fight the elite of the elite, you know, they kind of running the brick walls. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, like neither one of these
Right.
guys, who got more, and it comes down to that. When you step up your levels, man, you don't see them knockouts. You might see a knockdown here and there, but you know, I mean,
Yeah.
has Bud been in there with an Earl, and has Earl been in there with a Bud? Nah, they both been in with some great competition, but now you got the elites in there, so levels, man. And then when they realize there's certain shit that they can't do, they got to make adjustments.
Right.
So you doing that? It's a mind game in there too, man. You know what I'm saying? When you got that same energy coming back at you that you giving, you be like, it start turning into a chess game. You know, it's like, oh shit, I can't do that, can't get away with that shit, and y'all both doing that shit. It's like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? We're just gonna have to let it go. Wait for the next man to make a mistake. But I don't know, man. It should be good because both of them dudes coming in shape. Both of them dudes coming. It's gonna be they toughest training camps. They coming 100% for one another. You know what I'm saying? So these guys that are out here saying, "Oh, he's gonna wipe this dude out," I'm like, I don't see that happening. Ain't neither one of these dudes cleaning the other one out. But I can see a big punch landing and changing the whole fight, the whole tune of the fight. But it's gonna be competitive. It's gonna be a very competitive fight because both of these dudes can survive. Both of these dudes can punch. Both of these dudes can box. Both of these dudes have stamina. Both of these dudes, you know what I mean? And both got
dog shape.
Yep.
Yeah.
And both got power in both hands. They're both accurate. One's a workhorse, and one turns it up whenever he has to and makes adjustments. So this is that's the real deal, y'all. That's the real deal. And same with fucking Bibble and fucking and Beterbiev. If Beterbiev lands some shit and Bibble still got his wits about him, he gonna steal the moments, man. He gonna get his moments back. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a competitive fight too, and he may bring the best out of Bibble because Bibble gonna be in there fighting for his life.
Right. Like, and I feel like that with Bibble, like we haven't really seen the best of him, and he need that opponent in front of him for us to really see all the different dimensions of him. Because I felt like he just beat, he beat Canelo so easy, and Canelo was considered a pound for pound number one in a lot of people's eyes. So I'm like, God damn, he beat him so easy. So we need somebody to really test this dude to just see all his greatness. What else he got in his bag.
I didn't see Bibble sit down on one punch. Like
he was just in a rhythm, and just
throwing his hands,
taking it easy, kind of. Really, I felt he was holding back. I was impressed. Like, man, this motherfucker not even really letting it. And I felt the same way about Usyk versus AJ. I was like, damn, he blazing AJ. He not even really trying his best. I don't think
that whole Usyk shit about. Don't get me wrong, Canelo was a bad motherfucker, but that whole I'll take on Usyk shit, that them rumors and all that shit,
bro.
Good God, man, y'all would have got that man. Yo, when we talked about that shit, when you brought it up way before, remember? You brought it up way before, and you're like, "What about him fighting the Usyk?" I was like, "Oh hell no!" Like, nah, man, that's different, man. You talk about a dude? No, what? Why are you trying to kill that man? Like, you trying to kill that man in front of a car, man? Get the fuck out of there. Yeah, like that shit is not even, nah, man, nah. And Canelo, yeah, man, he achieved a lot moving up and doing what he did and being at his stature. But there's a ceiling, y'all. There's a ceiling. He had to discover it, but there's a ceiling, y'all. You can't do it all, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Yeah, I mean, y'all looking at this dude like he was godlike, great fighter. He accomplished more than a lot of other fighters have. Definitely, a legend in his own right. But
Hmm.
come on, man, you talking about guys moving up like that? Like shit, nah, man. You got a guy like James Tony who did it, but that dude was coming down in weight whenever it was fighting, and that dude was different. Like you know
Hey,
what
I
I'm saying?
remember back in the day, like Flaming, Canelo doing all the up and down shit. Like I never was a fan of really fighters that do that. It just don't. It seems like it eventually catches up with the fighter when they do
Yeah,
all of
it
that.
can.
Broner
Yep.
did the shit. I mean, Roy tried to
I
do the
didn't like,
shit.
man. What made
Canelo,
me so mad about Broner is that he jumped over 140
yeah, you can't
and
skip weight classes.
and 135 the way he did it because mind you, Bud was in that realm at that time, and so was Danny, and so
Mikey,
was Matisse, and all those guys when they were hot, and he just jumped up and fought Paulie Malignaggi, you know, and I'm like, why when you got all that smoke there? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, why jump
And
up to
Mike, I
147?
kind of flame Mikey for doing kind of the same thing, even though
Yeah,
Mikey did
yep,
more at the lower
mhm,
weight classes than Broner,
uh,
but he just
yeah,
skipped over a lot of smoke
yeah.
too. I'm like,
Everybody
man,
wanted to see him in Lomachenko because
yeah.
Mikey still had a name. He was still popping, even though he was on the shelf for a minute. Mikey, you know what I'm saying? But to go in there and
He
fight
put the suit on
Earl
too quick.
Spence, yeah, to fight Earl Spence, it's like, come on, man, is this a payday? Like, why do you? Like, it didn't make sense. It don't make sense. I knew he had pop even at 147, but Earl, like, that's too much. It's just too much, man. Like too much. And they say, oh, he boxed him. He showed his boxing skills. It's like, why would he not show his boxing skills against him? Like, you got to see it. You got the reach advantage. You got the height advantage. And why would he give this dude his only opportunity to pull off a shot, a lucky shot? You know what
Right,
I'm
right.
saying? Because he can punch. That's one thing Mikey can do. Even at 147, he be
Yeah,
rocking
the way
motherfuckers.
Errol was responding, it seemed like it. I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe Mikey really can. Maybe his punching power is really deceptive. Maybe don't look like shit to us on TV, but maybe to the fighter when they in front of him, they're like, man, this,
yeah.
even what they say about like Danny, even though he's slow as fuck, but they say that shit be.
I could touch it. And then he's like, yo, if I could touch him, and he was hurting Mikey too. Or long range, just like, stay
Hmm.
right there. I got something for you here. Take some more. Or you can eat that. Eat some more. I got some more for you. I give it to Mikey. He took them punches, but that can't
He
be good for
embarrassed
your
Mikey,
career
man, in
either, man.
front
That
of all
can't be
his
good for you.
fans.
Yeah, can't it can't be good for your career, man. To just take that type of punishment from a bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? This is not good. It's not good. I wonder why he didn't campaign at 140 and just stay at 140. If he couldn't make 135 anymore, at least be in between. You know, don't jump up to 147. You know, like there was some good fights that could have been made at 140 for him. You know, guys that weren't as big but were great fighters. Like I would have liked to see him in there with, but I don't know, man. There was the movie he wanted to go with, Free
Yeah,
Agent.
it just seemed historically like when these fighters try to jump up two weight classes and it just never it don't really go their way. Very rare do you see somebody jump up two weight classes and beat the top dog. Like it's hell no. Brook tried that shit. You see what happened to him. Mikey, see what happened to him. Broner got lucky with the Poly Malignaggi shit. He tried to defend, and we see what happened to him. So shit don't be going too well. Canelo did it with the Kovalev because he was at 60 and he jumped up to fight Kovalev instead of taking an Andre fight. So he did win. So that shit is short lived though, man. These fighters that be taking them little shortcuts, skipping, they be catching up. They be
Damn.
catching up.
So they put asthma medicine in the water and it wakes you up. It's the
Yeah,
first
man.
round. Damn. Like it's the first round. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. When you got that advantage, man. The other guy putting in the work, and then boom, this dude, seventh, eighth round, this dude comes out like it's the first round. That they need to clean up the
That
sport.
Hey, that was low key some bullshit though. Like that dude Luis, like I guess it's just like he he just wanted to snitch. He just started snitching on everybody, man. He just started snitching on Panama, everybody else that was involved. Like nigga, you was involved too, but he ain't making it. It was crazy because they say that dude Panama was still making money, like helping to train top fighters up until he passed in 2020. I'm
Mm.
like, damn. While Luis is just in
I'm
the
just
ghetto,
saying though,
man.
but I'm just saying like it tarnished your name though. You know what I mean?
Hell
And then
yeah.
you gotta try to shake that stain, you know, and move past it. And it's difficult to do. Like Big Baby Miller, like, are we ever gonna see this dude top notch again, man? You know, are we ever gonna see that shit? Like, are we gonna see this dude, or was it that question comes into question? Was it the juice that was putting him that way? Because, or was it the time off that why he looked so bad? Like, but now that's there. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it was the time off," because you know this man was popping dirty. So maybe he comes back in, but I know Vada is gonna be on his ass.
Hey, you know who else? Like when you said the question, like was it the juice or remember the situation with Billy Joe? He couldn't make 60 no more after he got popped when he was
Yep.
about to fight Andre.
Hmm.
Then he had to go up to 68, and then just he wasn't really the same fighter after that. Wasn't
That's
the same
true.
fighter after
That's
that.
true. His performances was a bit different. It was it the weight or was it the juice? You know, and it's like that's what the where the question comes in. You know what I mean? Because now we questioning it. It could just be some random regular shit. You know, but now you got that question on you. You know, so now it raises that question. So you can't knock people who question it. Like, nah, man, is this dude? That dude's on the juice, and it's like you can't tell him that he's not, cause you brought that on yourself. So you either got to come in clean, go through VADA testing, and continue to do it to where people could just say, all right, you move past it, you better now. You know what I'm saying? Now I could give you props. You know, you got to get past those things, man, because once you raise that question, man, people are just gonna, you know how the internet is unforgiving, man. You're gonna get bombed till you're gonna be a meme forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm with forgiving motherfuckers if they straighten their shit out or if it was accidental or whatever, but not everybody gonna do that. You know what I mean? That comes up. That's up to opinion.
Yep.
But Vada should be definitely watching these dudes. And I like when Vada is in there with these in these big fights because we know they're clean fighters out there and there's no excuses. You know what I'm saying? I like when guys got good teams around them to go check out the other team when they putting the gloves on and things like that. You know what I mean? Professionals in there like, nah, what you doing? Clean that up and then keep it
Hmm.
moving. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and then issues were broken in gloves too prior to the fight. We had that. They had that with Madonna. Like my eyes didn't deceive me when he put his fingers on them gloves, man. That shit just went right to the motherfucker. Boy, he was like, hell no, I can feel my knuckles. Right, but now you opening up. Now he got to wear my gloves. Now you opening that up. Now you're putting yourself in that position, even though they got paid. They put themselves in that position where the fight wasn't gonna go down unless he wore these different gloves, these orthopedic, you know what I'm saying, gloves. So
Yeah, yeah.
so
Styrofoam, man.
but you put yourself in that position. If your shit was clean and your shit was good and your shits weren't broken in prior to being unboxed and unpacked, you know what I'm saying? That now you looking at a fight and where you got an argument saying, now we fighting in these gloves. Period. As to now you're wearing these, now you diminishing your chances of fighting your fight. You see? So like that's what it is. But you put yourself in that position, you
Right.
know, because now you're in question. They question you. They made their money, but it didn't matter because now you got to wear these gloves. So you know,
Yep.
oh, well, it is what it is. Now he wear what we wear. It's like damn, you know what I
Right.
mean? We got these half horsehair joints, but we broke them shits in. We should have just left them alone. Then the gloves they gave us.
That was funny.
Yeah,
Smellery was trying to be calm. He's like, there's just no pad. There's no padding in it.
trying to be professional and shit. When we not fighting in the gloves, he was like, "You're sweating, man." Yo, you
Right,
gotta
right,
blame it all the way around. He was like, "I know what that is. I smell something." I was
right.
like, but it is what it is. Like, it's just the whole situation is like that, and it's good that you got a team that's looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? That I give Ellaby props for that though. You know what I mean? For as much as I be flaming him, he looking out for his fighter because it's what you do. If that, I don't know, is he his manager? Nah, I think he just is masseuse.
Hey man, Roger don't. He couldn't even explain the shit. So I
Yeah.
ain't gonna even try to understand some shit Roger can't understand. He said, what does he do? What is that? CEO. I'm
Man,
like,
listen.
damn.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
true.
go
He
with what
did say
Roger
that shit.
said. That man ain't mean shit. He don't mean nothing, man. He ain't nobody.
Yeah, I like
He's
Roger.
just one of the faces of Mayweather Promotions. I'll just put it like that. I mean,
I
one
like
of the
Roger.
faces.
Yep. I guess Floyd got back with he back with his pops right now. They
Oh,
relationship back to where it should be.
what you
So
mean, like for the exhibition fights or some shit?
no, I'm just saying like what I'm saying, it's cool that they relationship back. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying, with
hell
their
yeah.
pops and shit. You know what
He
I mean?
really
'Cause I
gave it
know.
up to him. I didn't watch the whole speech and the Hall of Fame thing, but I
Mhm.
did hear one part where he actually gave it up to his dad, like
I
big
think
time.
most of that back and forth was just over promotion, like promoting
Oh, you think
fights and
so?
shit, and just bringing the shit in. I think
Probably,
that
yeah.
shit with Jamel and Jamal was off for promotion as well when they was going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was 100%. Got Hap in the building. What up, Hap?
Oh, what's up?
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man? Long time no
Still,
see.
still in the morning time for him and
I've
shit.
been
Morning.
around. I've been in the chat. I've been around, you know, just doing my thing.
Got
How
got
you
my
guys
Cali
feeling?
boys in here. My Cali homies.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
right. No
I
doubt,
think
bro.
about doing some shit too, man. Representing the YTBC guys from Cali. Think
Oh,
about
Oh,
doing
word.
a
yeah?
little thing for y'all, man. Absolutely.
What inspired
Watch it.
that? Why? Why, man?
I was listening to this song, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh shit!" And I was like, I could mix that. And then it turned into, what would I use that for? I could big up my motherfucking homies from Cali.
right, man.
So that's how it all
What the
started.
hell would music be without the East and the West, man? It would be
Absolutely, man.
Uh,
kind of
Absolutely.
dull.
And I love mixing the shit. I love
Mm-hmm.
blending the shit and meshing it because then you get the best of all worlds, man. Old school, new school, West, East. You know what I'm saying? All over. And I mean, I love the West Coast sound, especially like during that Dre era. Man, that shit was just that
Yeah,
funk
man.
and all that shit.
I
When
love the East
the hip
Coast
hop.
flow. That
Hmm.
flow is just
Hmm.
different. Like I feel like our rappers is cool, but the flow over there is way way different and diverse the styles.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
like our beats though.
yeah, yeah.
Be A1.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, I like the groove, and I
Wait,
also
what did
like
you say about the flow? From where? It's more
in the
diverse?
East Coast.
I feel like the East Coast flow is way more diverse and like
Ah,
in
no.
my opinion. Now there's a few from the West that you could say like well Corrupt is even still from the East, but he moved to the West. Pockets from the East who moved to the West. See what I'm saying? Like they got a lot more different hitters from the East. Who else
I
we
don't
got
know,
over here
bro.
on the West that's
You
really
got
one of them hitters?
Freestyle Fellowship was fucking insane, bro. They invented all those styles. They're
But
from
how far did they go into nobody know them like that? At least I don't. I mean,
well, they're pretty well known. I mean, they never really like made it huge, but they're like very influential artists in
The
rap.
UGC on the West Coast, they
Yeah,
underground, right?
they're underground. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Freestyle
You know who I
Fellowship,
liked? You
it's
know who I liked
CVE,
from the
Hip
West
Hop
Coast
Clan. Those
was
groups had fucking flows. You got to hear them. I'll
the
send you
West
Razzcast
some.
was decent.
I'll
The
send you
West
some,
Coast
Black.
group that I liked was the Alcoholics. I like
Yeah,
them.
they came
Mm.
through the good life too.
Yeah,
There used to be this spot on Crenshaw called the Good Life, and all these big, influential underground MCs came through there. But Bone went there. They picked up their style from there. But yeah, I mean, we had huge diversity of styles, on the underground scene. Not like as much mainstream, but Some of it
But
got through to the
some of the
mainstream.
legends in the West, they'll tell you rap pretty much started in the East Coast. That it started
Oh,
there,
it
bro.
definitely started in the East
Yeah.
Coast.
So that's why I gotta give them the stamp when it comes to flowing, rhyming. That's them.
I kind of
But
feel like their
I feel like
flow
we
their
put our
flow
own
is
creativity
stagnant
on it.
though. Yeah, I mean, even like when Busta Rhymes came out with Flip Mode, that was
Mm.
Micah 9 from Freestyle Fellowship who went to New York and showed him how to flip. So that's
They
just a
just
fact.
took it to another level then, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like somebody, there's always somebody behind, you know, someone's success, like the Michael Jackson shit, the moonwalk shit. Somebody else taught him that and he just ran with
Yep.
it.
Man, with it. Sometimes you just take that talent and you take it to another level, like what Black said. And I mean, I'm not shit. I even like some of the South shit, like when the Ghetto Boys and Jay Prince came out with the Ghetto Boys, man. When they first came out, I think it was like when NWA was out.
Mhm.
I was rocking the shit out of that shit. Like the way that they was mixing music and the shit that they was doing with the music, like the Ghetto
Mhm.
Boys on their first album with the harmonicas and shit like that. I was like, that shit is next level. Like that shit was dope. And then the three different styles that they had, I thought that shit was dope, man. I thought that shit was fire. I was bumping that shit too. Like I mean, if it's good music, I'm gonna bump that shit. Like it's just if it's dope, it's dope. If it's whack, it's
Right,
I'm
right.
like that shit corny as fuck, man. Like I don't like that shit. But some people be having dope ass beats and whack ass rhymes, or vice
Hmm.
versa. Dope ass rhymes and whack ass beats.
Right. So sometimes it be deep in the right beat
Mhm.
for the
That's
right
how I
rhyme.
always felt about Rakim. He had dope ass rhymes, but the music wasn't that good.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know. I thought that shit was kind of I thought that shit was kind of fire. But it's all what it is. Like I'll tell you, I'll give you a good example. Sugar Free, he had dope ass beats, but I was like, he all right.
You know, like Sugar Free.
Yeah, well, he was all right, but you know what I mean. He wasn't bad, but I'm just like, but one beat that I had used it on a video one time. That shit
When I
was
come through, pimp, hold on a
fire.
second.
I think that shit that
The pimp
he did.
flow.
What the fuck was what fucking song was it? I did it in that Johnny Boy shit when I was bombing him. I used that shit. That shit was that shit was fire, man. But I can't get that. I can't find that instrumental either, which sucks. Cause I
Oh
was
Hey,
like,
wow.
but yo, I just wanted to say real quick when you guys were talking about of Maidana and the gloves, like they have the right to reject gloves, a pair of gloves at the glove meeting, but they don't have the right to tell the other guy what gloves they can
to
and can't
where?
wear in terms of
Right,
brands,
right,
because there are certain brands and models that are approved by the commission, and
right.
Everlast MX are approved by Las Vegas. So and other fighters that were under Floyd wear MX gloves. So if that pair
But
with the
without
custom
padding?
no, if that pair with the custom blue was unsatisfactory, they had a standard pair of MX gloves there as well that were not
Yep.
custom. They
Oh.
rejected those, and he then said, "Okay, fine, I'll wear Reyes, which is like a standard glove all across the country in every commission." And
But still a puncher's glove. Yep.
Floyd used to wear Reyes himself for many
Mm.
years. When he was at 130, 135, and 140, he was wearing Reyes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
And he wouldn't let him wear the same gloves that he wore. He couldn't even wear Reyes. They made him wear foam gloves, the Everlast Power Lock, which is a good glove, but
Yep.
it's not the kind of glove like if you're used to horsehair,
Right.
and you go in there with foam gloves, it's just a
Right.
whole
It's
different
different.
feel. They're
Right.
Oh
much
wow.
stiffer. You
Mm-hmm.
can't move your hand around as much, and I think that was some bullshit. Yes, the pair that the light blue pair that was the colors of Argentina, those
Mm-hmm.
ones did look like they had not enough padding, but then they had the standard pair of MX and the Everlast. I mean, and the
They should have even
Reyes.
brought that shit to the fucking to that meeting or whatever. They
I'll
should
put
even
it like
brought
this
that fucking
though.
powder
They
blue one.
took they took
They
the
fucked
money
themselves up.
and wore the gloves because they can't make you wear them gloves, but they can throw some dough with them shits and say, here, you got to wear these. You want to wear these and make it an
Yeah.
option. Because if the shit didn't
Well,
You
it's
go
can't
either
down,
take the
that
money.
or
You can't
it's
take the
either
money
that
and
or
then
no
complain
fight.
about it afterwards.
or no fight, right? Or no
Yeah,
fight,
well, it's kind of a strong arm tactic because
right?
if you say like you have to wear these and we'll give you this money, or we're not fighting and you're going to lose $3 million or whatever they were paying him, like that puts you in a fucked up position. It's like
I'm just
it would.
saying, right? But what I'm saying is, being that they were the horsehair gloves, and you can manipulate where the padding goes in those gloves.
That's not true, dude. You cannot. They're
Well,
little pods. It's not like the old school horsehair gloves from like Muhammad Ali's time, where it's just one big pocket and you can move the horsehair around. They have like little pods in there, like horizontal strips that are like pockets where the horsehair is, and they're individually. You can't really move it around.
Well,
like
I'll put
that.
it like this: they were horizontally away from his knuckles.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at a glove, right? If you look at a boxing glove and you say, okay, this is a 10 ounce or an 8 ounce glove, that's not very heavy. Okay.
No,
First of
they're
all,
really small, man.
and a lot of that is in the thumb, which never hits anybody. They could put
Right.
all the padding in the thumb, and there's a lot on the wrist, in the back of the hand. Like you can have the knuckles like basically with no padding and still have an 8 ounce glove.
They got thumbless gloves too. Well, they used to. I
But
remember.
legally, can they move it to where there's just no padding right up by the knuckle area and still get away with it?
Well, they would have to get that glove approved by the commission. So, right, there's like 5 or 6 or 7 gloves that are like standard gloves now. Rival has come into the game. Of course, you have Everlast, Reyes, Dinardo's. Some people use those. Black Flies and
What's up? I used to see Keith wear the Rivals.
Yeah, the Rivals. Yeah, he always wore Rivals.
Winning people generally don't use for real fights because they're more like training gloves, but they're really soft. But
you rarely see winning gloves in a boxing match.
Yeah, well, they had that. They had that in Pacquiao Morales 1. They wore winning for some reason. That was pretty lame. But yeah, you rarely see it. Floyd did it a couple times when he first hurt his hands. He wore winning. But you don't typically see that. It's
what would be the go-to puncher's gloves though?
Right now, I would say the MX, the Everlast MX. But
who right now usually wears that we know with a name?
Well, Fury wore them in all the Wilder fights, and Wilder tried to wear them in the 3rd fight and broke his hand.
Okay, so he did Blaze Wilder.
So
with
they don't.
So
they don't
who
protect
else?
their hand. But they don't protect anyone's face either.
No, they. The thing is, like when you wear that glove, you have to know how to punch with it. Like you have to practice with it. You can't just at the last minute switch to the fucking MX glove because you can't throw your punches as hard. It's like hitting a brick wall with your bare fist. Like you can't throw the punches hard, but the bones are going to hit whatever you're hitting. So it's a trade-off. You have to vary your power if you're wearing that kind of glove.
But you certainly don't want to catch anybody in the forehead with that glove.
only if you throw the punch correctly, you can use. If you're used to those gloves, you know how hard you can hit with it without hurting your hand. If you're just using it at the last minute and you're throwing the punch the same way you did with the winning and training, you're going to hurt your hand.
Right. I'm just saying, foreheads are hard. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man.
Especially Holyfield and Bradley.
Chins got give. Yeah, man. Chins got give, but knuckleheads.
Knucklehead, yeah.
Yeah, man. Shit. Or what's his name too? Pitbull. That dude's head. He got knuckle too. Shout out to Charles D. Like he got
top 5 vicious head. Vicious heads in boxing. Shit. Bradley, Cruz,
Holyfield
number 1 of all time.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Bradley up there, man. Bradley's up there, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Holyfield too, man.
But Holyfield had the heavy
Ortiz split Floyd's mouth. Shit, Victor Ortiz. Put him in it. He in top 10
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, he had
Oh man, that
the
was
soccer header.
yeah, that,
It's
that
like,
motherfucker straight up Billy goated Floyd, man. That was like some straight Billy goat
right,
shit,
man.
man. That motherfucker was like, bah.
He
You know
I'm
what's
like,
basically
oh
funny?
rammed that
shit.
boy,
You
man.
know what's funny? One of my very first videos was the Floyd
Victor Ortiz.
Ortiz. And I said in the video before the fight, I said they're not going to let him use his head like he did against who was it that
Berto.
he beat? Berto, because he was headbutting Berto too. I'm like,
Yeah, he do that in every
try
fight,
that
really.
shit. He's gonna try that shit with Floyd, and they're gonna fucking penalize him, and that's exactly what happened. So I
That
started off with a
motherfucker,
good
like
prediction.
what two said, he Billy goated that man right in the
Yeah,
chin.
man. Like he jumped up with both his feet. He left the ground and everything. I was like, this
This
motherfucker
man
straight
took
up bonked
flight.
him. Yeah, he bonked him. I'm
He
I
like,
think
yo,
blacked out.
I think he did that on purpose. He knew he wasn't gonna win, and he just like said, "Fuck it, like I'm gonna get out of
I
this."
think he
Before
blacked out, Hap, because he immediately regretted it after he did the shit. He's like, oh fuck, I fucked up.
yeah,
God damn.
I'd
yeah,
never seen so many apologies, bro. Like
He apologized
just
yeah,
like
touch
20
gloves
times.
and keep fighting. Like, he's like kissing him,
Floyd
hugging
like, all
him.
right, it's
yeah. Oh man, yeah. This motherfucker caught him with a check left hook and a straight right hand, or a check, or however the fucking however the pattern went. But man, he ate them shits and went down. Didn't know where he was. Motherfucker, like, yeah,
Mhm.
you can't only apologize so much, man. You gotta
That was
remember
like
Floyd.
where you're
Floyd's
at.
only knockout in like
Floyd put
10
his hand up
years.
like he won Undisputed.
That was his only knockout he ever
I'm like,
got,
these
like
dudes up
10
here
years.
carrying this dude like he done won Undisputed out here.
hands, hands down, man down promotion. He was like, yeah, I knocked him out.
He
Oh,
was happy about that KO, boy.
yeah.
I told y'all, I'm
I told
back.
it is funny though. Like feather
Oh,
fisted
man.
my ass.
Do you notice that ref never really worked again?
Yo, he never
Cortez?
Yeah.
his head was turned when the shit happened. He
I
just
Yeah,
know.
his head was.
he
He
just
was
turned
old. They're like, okay, he's too old. We
he
got to
turned
replace
around and
that.
he turned
But
around and
that
started
was
counting.
He
Floyd's
having a
go-to ref
conversation
for a
off to the
while.
side.
He
He
was
was
like,
looking at the timekeeper,
yeah. He came back, was like 4, 5.
turned his head back real slow, and
As
then he's
soon
like,
as the hook,
one.
because you know Canelo, you knew Floyd threw the left hook first. As soon as the hook landed, you see his body flinch. Like you seen it in the peripheral vision. The punch landed, then the right hand came. And then still having a conversation in the audience. Like, what you doing, man? You don't make the count.
Yeah,
Clown ass Cortez.
that whole situation was bullshit all the way around. You know what I mean? And the only one who really was upset about the shit was Emmanuel Stewart. That one was like, oh man, this is
Oh,
bullshit. He was disgusted. He was
Even
like, this
even even
motherfucker
fighting
headbutted
Ortiz
him.
was bullshit in the first
Yeah,
place.
it
Like that
was.
could have been Pacquiao. They could have fought then.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
you're right, man.
Did you guys see Guerrero
Roberto.
versus who is the other guy? Was it Ortiz and Guerrero?
Yeah.
Oh
It was
man,
that shit was the most
that was fucking
weakest
garbage.
fighter ever.
That just took like 2 notches off of Floyd's legacy right there. It's like, oh, these are the guys he beat. Oh shit! Like
That was the worst fight I
maybe
seen
those
that
wins
year, man.
weren't as good as like, yeah, that was a pathetic
Yo,
fight, bro.
the
He
worst,
said
the
2
worst,
notches off for it.
the worst fucking ass whooping I seen Guerrero take was against that motherfucker who stepped up in weight.
Omar
Omar
Figueroa, right?
Figueroa. Oh my God. I was like, what the fuck happened? This motherfucker went
Yeah,
from
man.
fighting the elite of the elite to this dude just catching him. Every time he touched him, he put him
Got
on his
cooked.
ass. Dude
He was
stepped up
getting
like
cooked.
2 weight classes and just kept him with an uppie and was like, easy work.
How did Guerrero get a fucking fight with Floyd, bro? He didn't
He
I
have
beat
don't know.
Berto.
anything.
Remember, he beat Berto.
So anybody who
And
beats
then
Berto gets a fight. Like
that was Al Heyman's first, right? So you
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
Berto,
it's like the
you get the
gatekeeper
Floyd
to
fight.
fight Floyd.
Even
Damn.
Berto finally got it.
That's crazy because the 2 people that beat Berto got the Floyd fight. Victor Ortiz and
Guerrero.
Guerrero.
Yep.
some shit.
Yeah,
I would have
I
been
tell
going
you,
right at
Floyd.
Birdo. I'm like, I'm trying to get this payday. Come on,
Floyd
Birdo.
wasn't fighting, the best of competition towards the end of his career. He was
But then
Hell nah.
halfway
why
out.
didn't why did he wait to fight Maidana? Because Maidana had already beaten fucking Ortiz.
No, he fought him after Broner. After Broner got his ass blazed. He's like,
He
oh, I got
slept
to.
on. I think he slept on
Yeah,
Maidana.
Broner kind of became the new Birdo. Like
He took him lightly a little bit.
whoever beat Broner got to fight Floyd after a minute.
Because I think he seen what fucking Khan was doing to fucking to do to Maidana, and he was like, "Oh, this is easy work. He ain't gonna catch me with that shit." And he was like, "Oh, this motherfucker on my ass."
Yeah, but the thing
But
is,
the rematch.
after Maidana fought Khan, he got with Garcia, and Garcia actually improved him a lot. That was kind of impressive.
Yeah, with the jab, like the jab
Yeah.
was yeah. I would have to say
He
that
became a
too.
different fighter.
Yeah, it did.
And
It did.
he also had Khan on spaghetti legs there for
Yep.
a round or two.
And it sucks that Maidana stepped away from the sport because
Yeah, I
man,
like Madonna style.
yeah,
Man.
yeah, I did too. He stepped away from the sport because he got that Mayweather money twice in a row, and he was like, this motherfucker turned into a
They say
heavyweight.
he's like a god out there
a
on the team.
rumor. I had a rumor that he might be coming back.
Yeah, I heard.
They've been saying that
of
the
them.
last 2 years have.
Yeah, probably not going to happen. But
That motherfucker was midway through training camp, like, yo, man, I'm going to the yacht. I'm out.
They keeping him in the headlines for some reason. He
That
ain't came back yet.
You'll see him in the gym and shit, hitting the bag. Then 2 days later, you see that motherfucker on the yacht with a stack of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to step away from that shit once you reach that pinnacle, man. If you ain't disciplined, and especially if you're coming from a broke place,
Yeah.
dude, money goes really far in Argentina.
Yeah.
Sheets.
Mm-hmm.
They said he got down to like 168 and then gave up. He's like, okay, fuck this shit.
Like, yeah, fuck this shit, man. You know you got a yacht sitting out there with leather seats, leather couch on your yacht, white leather couch, and you like, man,
people bringing you taquitos.
Your fucking headgear stinks. You like, man, fuck
open button down shirts with the chain, Cuban links.
And you know what? He gets big props wherever he go too. Everybody run up to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, man. Floyd definitely put that man on the map.
I mean, he's a legend for that first fight because I think
he put Floyd on his
you
bike.
could argue he won that fight, bro.
Yo, him and Ortiz.
No, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Hablo. I rewatched it about 2 weeks ago. He didn't win that fight. Floyd won that fight, but for that first
I didn't
6,
say he did. I said you could argue that he did.
Yeah, it was close.
Competitive. Yeah, it was a competitive fight. We could leave it there. I mean, that's
he actually made it more competitive than what people thought, for sure.
But I'll tell you, man, I really rarely did you ever see that man in a bad fight, like a boring fight. Because I mean, the Khan Maidana fight was dope as fuck. The fucking Ortiz Maidana fight was dope.
Hey, who won that fight?
Khan.
No, the Maidana Ortiz. I never watched that.
Maidana did. And he quit. And that's when all the quitting started. That's the first time he quit. Yeah, that motherfucker was like, "Yeah, I'm too
Victor
young to be
Ortiz
taking
career
this punishment."
Ass, bro.
Yeah, man, it was.
I don't want Victor Ortiz career. That's an ass career right there.
Yeah, man. And when he let his hands go, he could punch. It's a damn shame, man. It's a damn
waste of a southpaw.
Yeah.
He didn't have the heart, bro. He just didn't. I think it had something to do with him being abandoned as a kid.
Oh shit! It's psychologically breaking him down.
No, he was like psychologically fucked up. Like he was a super talented guy, but he didn't have that other piece, that
killer
discipline,
instinct.
that mental. Yeah,
yep.
It was like, why am I getting hit so much?
That's what he said too at the end of that fight.
I shouldn't be getting punched like that.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, I'm taking."
What the fuck are you talking about? You're a fucking boxer. You're not supposed to get punched. What the fuck, dude?
That's how I was like.
He maybe caught CTE early.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's just once he was super challenged, he just was like, "Nah, man, I'm good with this shit." Like he was like, "I'm too young to be taking this type of punishment." I'm like, "What?" Like, Hap said, I'm like, damn, you in the wrong sport to be talking like that. You're gonna get flamed. And ever since then, people were throwing food at him. When dude hit him with
Damn.
that box of food, I was like, oh,
Wait,
man.
when?
I think when he fought Berto, like the second or third time, when
Oh,
he got
outside
stopped
when
yeah,
Berto stopped
dude
him,
just the Mexican dude had the
they
fucking
was throwing food at him.
yo, they hit him with you know when you get that cardboard box full of food, yo, for the whole family,
Busted
you
out
know,
with
yeah,
fries and shit.
yo, the fries, fucking, you know what I mean, burgers,
Lettuce and tomato
yeah,
bust
there was
out
a
and
couple
shit.
cups in there. He hit him with that shit. He grabbed his chin when he got hit with it. I was like, oh man,
Oh, the same chin they got.
yeah.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, as soon as he got hit with the cardboard box, he was ready to quit. He was like, I'm done. Dude probably put some dough on him, like, man.
Matter of fact, Berto acted like he won Undisputed when he won that fight.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That
Berto, if
first
you don't
fight was
calm
dope,
down.
though. Their first fight was dope as fuck.
Shit, not for Berto. Berto eyes was shut. Wasn't that the fight his eyes was shut? Or was that the Guerrero fight?
Oh, I don't. But
That
yeah, I
man
think that was
eyelids.
Guerrero. Guerrero beat the shit.
Guerrero beat that man to a whole nother creature.
That's when he came in with the
He
Philly shell.
mutated.
I was
He
like,
beat
what are you
that man
doing?
to a whole nother species.
He came in with the Philly shell. I'm like, this dude, like with the turtle shell, like he was just getting pieced up.
And Guerrero like, oh, this is food.
And he just started piecing him up.
This shit
I
is
was like,
food,
oh,
man.
shit.
He's like,
Tried to
oh
switch.
shit, this is the baby shell right here. You know what? It's gonna be food.
You see, sometimes you see fighters when they get hit, they revert back to what they usually do. Like sometimes it hurts them. I'm like, man, put that high guard up, man. I was like, the fuck is you doing? That Philly shell ain't for you. You need more time, man. Shit, I think that we seen her do that shit too. Try to switch up and be a defensive fighter and
Oh
just
my
started getting
God.
pieced up. I was
Why
like,
you bring him up?
yeah,
Oh
man.
my goodness. Damn, he ain't doing shit this year.
He fighting outside the ring.
Yeah, he could have been on the undercard of Gerald Miller. And active as he's has been out here.
So what y'all think of Jared Miller's performance?
He was getting cooked a little bit. I was saying, I was like, boy, Vada changed lives out here, man.
You ain't
The
seen the
truth
video I
serum,
dropped,
bro.
Yo, Black, you ain't seen the video I dropped?
Oh, I gotta catch
About
it.
Miller? Yeah, I just dropped it before I just
I gotta catch this thing.
Hap
I
seen it.
just
Yeah.
happened to see you live. I said, let me go tap in.
Yeah, you gotta check that shit out.
The Jarrell Miller one, that was fire, bro.
It was
the way he pushed AJ when he was on steroids, and then the way he pushed this guy. It was just like two different guys, bro. The push this time was like, it looked like a little kid trying to push a fucking giant.
Yeah,
Oh, the difference is in the push. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when he pushed AJ fucking flew.
Yeah, Black,
bro.
you shouldn't have gave me no fuel, man, with your video. I was like,
oh, shit, this is that Vada Nada promo.
Yo, as soon as I seen that shit, I was like, yep, I know what I'm gonna do with that. I was like, I go to these graduations first, and I was like, I'll be back. I cook on that shit tomorrow. Sure enough, I was like, I did that shit in like 20 minutes. I was like, yeah, I gotta do this shit. But yeah,
hey,
man,
did he actually really pull it out, or was it because I didn't watch the whole fight, but the little footage that I seen, the dude was landing some overhand rights on his ass.
He won.
Like, damn.
I think he won. I think he outpointed the dude. But
he looks slow
definitely,
as fuck.
yeah.
Like, damn.
But that's what I mean. Like when you come back, and once you put that shit on you, people are gonna say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like whether that's the case or not, or maybe he's just rusty. But people gonna bring that up.
PEDs, man, able to cut. He's not able to cut as much weight as he used to.
Yo, he went from 300 to 345.
Bruh, that ain't shit. Hey, man.
Big boy.
They'll tell you right there. Without PEDs, this man's not even he not even in heavyweight division. He outside that shit. That's super heavy. This fucking jumbo weight, man.
It's pallet weight.
Feel me? That's a whole nother scale.
That's the biggest loser weight.
Yeah, man. Well, when you go to the scales and they pull a pallet out, they put a pound on top of that bitch.
500-pound life ass.
You're like, all right, get on there, man. We don't want to break the scale.
Like, man, don't even get on this goddamn scale. We got other people to weigh in.
It's
Fuck
like
out of here.
shit. Oh man, that's forklift status, man.
Bust the screws out that motherfucker scared to step on that
Put
shit.
that man on the forklift, man. Yo, him and him, him and
Put on the
Ruiz,
truck
man.
stop scale.
Before and after promotions, you could promote that shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
yo, have him and Ruiz go at it. And prior, that would have been a fucking fun fight to watch because they both got fast hands.
Didn't they try to didn't somebody try to make that fight happen? Or maybe somebody just talked about it or something. I thought they tried to entertain that bout for a
That
little
shit would
bit.
have been fun a couple years back. The
Yeah, man.
motherfuckers going at it, man. Dad, that would have been like they would just been throwing punches. It would have been looked like one of the like a
I
lighter
don't
weight
know,
division
man.
at a heavyweight division.
I don't know who would win
Oh,
that.
bah, bah, bah,
Areola
bah.
already Ruiz getting dropped by Areola. Gerald Miller is fucking record breaking weight, 345 or whatever. God damn, that'd be sloppy as
Maybe
I
he'll
can't.
be
I
back.
can't even imagine being that heavy, bro. Like the heaviest I've ever been is like 195, and I felt like a total fat ass, bro.
I
This
got up to
man
215.
345 and he
I got up to 215, man. Motherfuckers used to come up to me like, yeah, man, you working out? I was like, hell no.
No, I'm eating. I'm eating
I
Wendy's.
filled out like, yeah, man. Then I had other motherfuckers keeping it 100. Like, man, you got fast as fuck.
dog.
I was like, oh shit. Yeah. I'm like 171 now though. I got down. Shook it
Oh
off.
shit.
Getting my
That's a
six
big
pack
difference from
back
the
and
two.
everything.
Shit.
Yeah, 215, man. That shit was crazy. Like it
Well, what the
didn't.
fuck?
Yeah.
How did Fury, man, Jared Miller needed to ask Fury the hell he did to get all that fucking blubber and shit off.
Cocaine.
I don't think Fury got the
Cocaine.
blubber off. He just
I mean, the
lost some
majority of the
He
weight.
shit.
just built like that, man. If
He
he
I'm
looks
come
talking
in with
about
a
blubbery
six, yo,
even when
the
he's in shape.
gluttony
man,
weight that he put on from,
yo,
you
even
know.
if that man come back, if he come back and he has a six pack, he's on something.
But sometimes,
Ever.
dude,
That's what I'm saying.
with heavyweights, like a layer of fat can be like protective. Like look at George Foreman when he came back. He had muscle,
Yeah,
but it was under a layer of fat, and he could take
that'd be the
shots.
tricky shit about heavyweights. Yeah,
Yeah, he could take
Shit.
motherfuckers
shots,
strong ass.
bro,
Okay.
from
Like them niggas
fucking
be in
big
dog shape.
dudes.
I remember Luis Ortiz used to be looking like that in a way. I'm like, man, this motherfucker look like he didn't even work out at all. And the next thing you know, fight night, next night he still looked kind of chubby, kind of fat a little bit, but you just tell that muscles right up underneath that shit. Snapping them shots.
Yeah, and
Shit.
also like it gives you like a reserve of energy. So I think that might be why Fury doesn't gas like that.
Speaking of which, Ortiz and Andy Ruiz got a fight coming up, man. Can't believe that dumbass shit. On pay-per-view. Who y'all favoring in that?
I don't know, man.
Which one?
Luis Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz. That's coming up. That's already official.
It's
September, I
hard.
think.
That's a hard one to judge because on one hand you got Luis Ortiz, who's old as fuck, and you never know when a fighter's going to be turning old overnight. And then you got Andy Ruiz, who's like completely undisciplined, eating Snickers and fucking tacos with sour cream.
He
So
still
what
ain't
you
got that
saying
sneaker
is
contract
it's
either.
refrigerator old. I mean, refrigerator cold versus old. Like that's how
Yeah.
they gonna promote that shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, man. Like I
I
probably
favor-
say
Pick 'em fight.
Ruiz.
If they were both in shape, I would pick Luis Ortiz. I just think he's more
I'm
skilled.
slightly favoring Luis Ortiz.
I'll take Ruiz in that one. Just.
It's just the age that makes
age,
me question
yep.
it.
The age.
I'm taking old ass Luis Ortiz for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm not gonna be shocked either way. If Andy Ruiz go in there and when the last time he fought a southpaw?
That's true.
Andy Ruiz.
I have no idea.
I'm
But
just saying, but
it's
every
the
time
fact
I see,
that guy beat AJ is like a stain on AJ's name forever. Like, because he's really not
He
that
gonna
good.
redirect it to AJ.
He's really not that good.
yo, when you throwing combination though,
People
but
say he has fast hands. I'm like,
Yeah.
have you ever seen Ali or like, other
But when you
fast
throwing-
No, I think
heavyweights.
he was good until he
Nah,
beat
man.
AJ, and then
Usyk
he
has
really
fast
declined.
hands.
Ruiz gonna give him that business, man. I'm just saying it because when you throw combinations at Ortiz, if you like the first two shots, he'll avoid them or block them. But then he starts looking old
That's
when
gonna be
like
a fun
3,
fight
4,
then,
and 5 come. He'd be like, you know what I mean? He'd be looking like I don't know. We just
Red Glove said, "Where's the gravy I mixed?"
oh
So
yeah.
is that fight intriguing enough to tune in and watch that one live?
For fun, we had some fun watching that shit. It'll be
I wish this shit was free, man, because that would be a
it'll.
fun one to commentate.
Oh,
It would
I
just be
hope that's
hilarious.
not pay per view. I would
That's
watch
pay per
that.
view, dog. It's pay per
Oh
view.
hell no! I ain't watching that shit.
That's pay per view. Fuck. Is that PBC?
You already know. Yep.
PBC gotta stop, man. Come
Dude,
on, man. Come on,
They're
guys.
desperate, bro. They're putting
You already-
everything on pay per
And
view.
it-
Ortiz, I guess, is a pay per view star now since his last two
That
fights.
shit ain't gonna sell, bro.
in it,
It's
yo,
it's
in the
gonna be
His
words of
sad.
last
Triple
two
G,
fights was pay per
man.
view. Wilder, and then he fought
That's like
Charles
a
Martin on pay per view.
50,000 buy pay per view right there.
Come
like
on, guys.
48.
losing money.
Guys,
48.
guys. Come on, guys. Triple G, man. Where you at? Come on, guys.
They may do less than Keith Thurman and the Barrios.
Yeah, that
Buys,
was
man.
like 49, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Man,
God,
Oh,
that's
He
horrible.
barely did 50, I think.
I thought it
ain't
was
nobody
49.
paying for that.
53
shit,
buys, man. Okay, man. Keith fell off. All the way off the map, man.
How are you gonna put him versus Barrios on pay? That should have been on fucking like Fox or
And coming off a loss,
ESPN.
Pat,
What
both
did
of them
what
was
did
coming
that
off a
do,
loss,
man?
though, and they the headliners for pay-per-view. Like, what planet are we on where they do this type shit?
Well, the thing is, they're out of money, dude. They had a lot of money at first. They got like a lot of VC, venture capital investment, and they used it in a stupid way. Like they bought time on the networks. There's this thing called a time buy where, like, let's say you go to NBC or Fox or CBS on a major network, and they have time on the weekends where they don't have programming, and they'll sell it to like infomercials or whatever. So you can buy that shit, for an hour or 2 hours, for $2 to $4 million. You just buy the time, and then you put on whatever you want, and you keep a certain percentage of the commercials revenue, and they keep the other part. But you get to put your show on and build up whatever your brand is.
Brand, yeah.
Hey man, they was throwing 50 million at Canelo. I don't know what.
But I think that probably the only reason why they would have that money for Canelo is because it's Canelo, and they've done the calculations on, okay, if we pay him 50, we'll make 200, and then he'll get his split, and we'll still make some money.
Right, I get it. I'm just like, shit. Wow, that's crazy.
Right. But all of this time that they've had to build up these quote unquote superstars, I thought that's what PBC do. They build up superstars, but where they at? Where they at though?
Well, the problem is they protected guys. And
you're
didn't
supposed
let
to build
them
up the stars so that you can make good pay-per-view buys, but there's no
Right.
stars. So
they've only ever had, I think, one undisputed, and that's Charlo, right?
Recent, yeah, just recent.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had a lot more. Floyd could have been undisputed if he had just, instead of fighting Berto at the very end, why not fight Brooke for undisputed? Then you go out on a really high note.
Man, they should be pushing Jermell, man. I don't know what they thinking, man. They should be promoting the shit out of him.
Yeah, instead they're pushing Ben Israel's boyfriend.
Oh man, he probably at work, but
no,
that one right
he's
there
in the chat.
He gonna clock out for that.
But anyway, dude, I gotta run to a meeting. You guys be easy.
Thanks,
for sure, bro.
Swing it through, man.
All right.
Shit, I got a dip set my damn self, man. I was about to say that.
Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on, bro. Good
Yeah,
show, man. Y'all hit the like button. Shout out to the playback.
Absolutely, had a lot of fun, man. I'm about to cut it short, y'all, but we want to see the undisputed shit. And them talking about putting Ortiz and Ruiz on pay-per-view, man, like
What you talking about? What you talking about, mister? What you talking about, Willie?
It's 1-2 Kids signing out, y'all. Yo, thanks for coming through, everybody who swung through, man. Thanks for showing the support. Man, enjoy your day today. And if your day ain't nice, man, maybe tomorrow will be, y'all. Peace.